Cricket Shepparton A-grade 2020 final. It is in the battle for the Aiden Blizzard Cup. My name's Michael Van Dorser. I'm joined on the ground at the moment by the Shepparton News' Alex Mitchell. Alex, good morning. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, really good, mate. It's certainly not morning. It's a lovely evening here in Marupna. It should be a ripper game too. I think we've got a couple of ripping sides in the final.
No, definitely. Thank you very much for joining us on this great afternoon. It's been beautiful conditions for what will be an absolute great game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, with these boundaries in like this, I reckon we're going to get a absolute fireworks show here tonight. Perfect conditions, as you said. Beautiful night. So I'm really just excited to get into it now.
And the ground's in fantastic nick as well, and the pitch is looking pretty well as well.
Yeah, pretty obvious choice to bat, I reckon, from Katandra winning the toss there.
Yeah, Katandra won the toss, elected to bat first. No surprises in that regard at all. Let's have a look at the two teams as they line up this evening. Katandra, we'll have a look at them first. They're going to be led out by Luke Nolan, who's taking the captaincy for the 2020s.
Absolutely, and he's a super dangerous player to have at the top of the order. Ben Cleary opening with him there too. I think those two can go a long way to determining the outcome of the game.
Jed Wright coming in at 3, no slouch, and has been playing some really good cricket, although his 2020 form in a couple of games hasn't been able to fire yet.
Yeah, he's right, but I think he's been taking a few wickets as well, so he'll do damage with bat and ball. Scott Richardson there too, same deal with him. He's going to do bat and ball damage.
Very much so. Ray Island coming in middle order. Andrew Reardon, obviously, we'll wait and see how that pans out, but I reckon he might get a bit of a go a little bit higher as well. And then Nath Hickey, some players that haven't had much of a crack in this 2020 comp.
Yeah, that's right. You keep going through the order. Andrew Nichols, Hadley Surratt's been doing a bit, especially in the Hazeman too. He's doing some damage at the moment too. And then your last two bowlers there are both, they're going to be the wicket takers.
Riley Shannon's really surprised me as to how well he's going this year in the Hazeman Shield, but also in this 2020 comp. He's taken 5 wickets at 4.6, 7.2 strike rate, and 3.8 economy. That's good numbers if you're talking fantasy as well.
Absolutely. Well, we will talk plenty of fantasy.
I'm sure we will.
But Corey Hickford too, star bowler. Those two will be probably opening the bowling and doing what they can.
And Katandra brought Clayton Simpson down to run drinks out and run gloves and all that sort of stuff. So fantastic to see that side. Let's have a look across to the northern side, led out by Captain Mitch Brett, who's been fantastic in this tournament.
Absolutely, and I think, especially looking at the Hazeman form too, I mean, his brother Joel, we'll get to him, and he's having an amazing year, but Mitch has been a little bit quiet when you compare the two, but he's still doing quite a bit as well, so I think keep an eye on him tonight.
Fantastic as well. Glenn Davidson, Andrew Boyington, I'll put down here on our notes, he's scored 15 runs at 7.5, but he's been run out twice in 2 innings, so a bit Ben McDermott-like.
He's going to need to work on the running a bit tonight, but as long as he doesn't run out Joel Brett, who you've got there batting at 4, I mean, as you see there, 90 runs at 30. I mean, if you do something like that tonight, 30 runs, that's going to go a long way towards winning the contest.
Tyson Sidebottom is the wicket keeper, and then not much batting is to come. Zane Newbound, Trent Sidebottom, Trent Herbert, Tim Brett, and then the two bowlers, Josh Sidebottom and Grant Hutchins.
Yeah, look, as you touch on, I mean, it'll have to get done by the top order there for the Jets, especially the Bretts.
No, that's exactly right. My keys, I'm putting down a couple of keys. Mitch Brett, Joel Brett and Grant Hutchins. I reckon they're the 3 keys for the northern side. And Katandra, I'm putting it down to Luke Nolan, Hadley Surratt and Riley Shannon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm looking at this contest, I do think it's just going to be decided by the the Bretts against Nolan, Cleary and Wright. I think, potentially Richardson too, but I think it's just that top order batting in 2020 is just absolutely vital.
We've touched on the fantasy which you guys have started this year. It's been a pretty good success, I would have thought, in regards to it, despite the weather conditions that have been going around. But it's been pretty good.
Look, the weather's made it a bit tough. It's probably ruined the momentum of the tournament a bit. But we're very excited. We had nearly 20 entries, which might not sound huge, but to have those people submitting a team every week, we love the involvement from the fans.
We are scoring from up in the box over here, gentlemen, as the umpires just double-check a couple of things. So fantastic. The beauty of live radio and also live streaming. But we got the scoreboard happening tonight with thanks to Lloyd Payne. He's done a fantastic job getting the scoreboard up and going. We're not long away from getting started.
We might have to get off the ground.
We might have to get off the ground. We're going to throw it up to the commentary box. Sam Wood is waiting for us up there. Woodsy, good evening to you. How are you?
Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me on the coverage tonight.
And you've got someone special in the box as well.
About to get to that. The legend. He's a bit out of his depth, I think he said off air. But welcome to the legendary king of radio in Shepparton, Jason Welsh. Good evening, J-Dub.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe the Prince would go okay. Not quite the king at this point in time, but fantastic to be along here tonight and just really happy to support Cricket Shepparton and, you know, absolutely love 2020 cricket. I love cricket in general, but in terms of the whole format, and I mean, it's only a few years ago, would you believe, that it was a pipe dream, really. 2020 cricket, and people thought, will it work, won't it work? Well, some of the most spectated games of cricket in general now is 2020 cricket. So I love the format. It provides a high level of excitement for, people to be involved. Like the Big Bash League's gone absolutely bananas. Here in Australia, we already know, obviously, the IPL and how big that is. What isn't big in India? When you've got, 500 million people living in the capital city there. Goodness gracious me. But, look, it's fantastic to be along here tonight, and hopefully the weather, for a start, is absolutely
beautiful night, isn't it,
superb. Yep, 27 degrees in Shep today, so should just be spot on. And as always, the ground staff here at Mooroopna need to be paid credit to, because the ground's just an absolute picture at the moment. The pitch itself, boys, as Alex Mitchell joins us in the commentary position. How are you going?
Yeah, really good. That was excellent on-air work from me down there, wasn't it?
Didn't mind it at all. No. May very well.
I was very much being sarcastic for the record, but
I think you did extremely well for a newcomer. Going okay, so brilliant to be here, and we've got to. You're doing everything tonight. Looks as though you're taking over.
I am. I'm doing the scoring.
Well.
Yeah, so that'll definitely go well. Let's rip into it. J-Dub, you're going to be keeping things on track for us here, but I think sitting in front of you now, I might get you to give our sponsors a quick plug before we get underway.
Well, I certainly can, and one of the main reasons why Michael Van Dorst has had me along tonight, of course, is to bring a feed, because MVD, if you haven't seen him for a while in the off-season, I'll tell you what, he's been doing some of his best work on the dinner plate, as he has put on a couple. Let's just not shy away from that, Michael Van Dorsen. No, he's looking okay. Oh, goodness gracious me, I'm getting a signal from the boundary, and it's not the sort that we usually like to see. But Michael is just, what he's done for Cricket Shepparton, along with the entire board. But, as outsiders sort of looking in, you must really appreciate how passionate this bloke is and how much he's done to advance the game of cricket locally in our area. Because it's been pretty special as far as I'm concerned. As I said, from an outsider's point of view looking in, the amount of promotion, obviously the Shep News does a fantastic job of it as well, but, through the agency of people like Michael Van Dorsen, all of this sort of stuff is made possible, and it wouldn't happen without the likes of, and talking about food, I have rolled up here with an absolute feast. I struggled to get up the stairs, actually, as I had 3 bags of, all sorts of food. And look, food, it sounds pretty plain, doesn't it? This is a gastronomic journey of absolute magnificence.
You've got a lot of food there too. You've done well.
Well, Michael Van Dorst is hungry. Let's just not shy away from that. But Michael, if you are listening in, I know somebody that'll be very hungry down in the truck. Adam Watkins, of course, as the central umpire gives the signal. It looks as though we're about to get things underway. And Schnitz, from very humble beginnings in 2007, have grown from one restaurant to over 70. First ball to be bowled.
Josh Sidebottom from the commentary box end, wide of the stumps there, and let pass by the opening batsman, Ben Cleary, for the Katandra Eagles. He's out there in the middle with his captain for tonight, Luke Nolan. You want to keep going, Dub, with your sponsors?
I wasn't quite sure whether or not I was in Shepparton or I was in Burke Street, because I tell you what, it was absolutely manic there in Schnitz, and they are going along very, very well.
Sidebottom now, back of her length. Cleary steps inside that one and plays that into the covers for no run.
Their sole aim is to keep bringing you the benchmark in schnitzel making. Wow, what a statement. And to do that, they will continue to combine culinary tradition with modern methods, the freshest ingredients Australia has to offer. Now, these are some massive statements, and a commitment to make every schnitzel to order.
Sidebottom now, full ball there. Cleary drives and gets through the gap there. The chase will come. They'll turn for two, but I think that's Joel Brett out there on the boundary line will come around and field that. And the first runs of this 2020 Grand Final.
What sort of score are you boys predicting here tonight? Is there any sort of an idea, just based on the averages this season, of what par might be?
Look, I'm basing probably a 140. I think my call is out here. I think is the total that Katandra will need to set here for Northerners. But anything's possible, really. We look at the games that these guys got into this. Katandra, they really got off 94. They won off that, really, and I think it was basically the same score line in the other one on Tuesday night. As Sidebottom from this commentary box end again. Will hit the crease now, bowls, and Nolan, first ball to him, leaves outside off stump. Agree, Alex?
Absolutely, yeah. 140 was the same mark I was thinking of. It's been a tidy start here from Sidebottom. One run off 4 balls. With the 2020s, you're always waiting for the slogging to start, aren't you? When you do see a quiet over with a few dot balls, you're sort of thinking, boys, start swinging for the fences.
Yeah, just get the feeling that there's just a little bit of a feeling out happening here at the moment. Unfamiliar territory, this wicket for both of these sides, as no run off that ball was well played defensively off the back foot there. At point will be fielded and no run will be the result.
Some real interesting scores coming through from those prelim final games too, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. What about the game on Tuesday night? I mean, a couple of teams making 90 runs going down to the last over. 2020, you think of it about the batsman, but a good bowler can do just as much damage in a game like this.
Sidebottom now to close out this over, full ball. Nolan defends into the offside. The man from point comes round. No run. And that will
it's an excellent over.
Conclude the first over, only 1 run off it. And after the first over, Katandra, nothing for 1.
Head on down to one of the newest stores in Australia, and that is Schnitz Shepparton, 124 to 126 Friars Street, and fall in love with schnitzel all over again. To book or order for a gathering, head to schnitz.com.au or call 4700 2140, and Schnitz are fantastic supporters of Cricket Shepparton and 1FM live and local via Cricket Shepparton, making all of this possible wherever you are listening or tuned in.
Zay Newbound now for the second over. Back of the length now, Cleary drives into that offside, similar to the way he got off the mark before, but straight to that cover man, no run.
Thank you very much for your company, and of course all of those who are watching via Facebook Live. It's only due to the mastery of Reece Wardle, who once again is producing some media magnificence here with minimal resources. The quality is outstanding, and the reach of past broadcasts that we've done have been staggering, boys. I've been bewildered by the numbers. They've really been fantastic.
Oh yeah, and you can't thank enough the people that really watch, because being involved with, as we see this this ball come from Newbound now, wide outside off stump, and let go there, no run. But yeah, to be involved with some of these coverages we've put to air so far, the one-day grand final, I was staggered with the two-day final last year and the amount of viewers that Reece was able to drum up. I'm not sure how many of them he slipped $5 to join the coverage and watch, but it was amazing to reach the numbers that we did, really. There's Newbound now from this commentary end.
Ooh.
Shorter ball, and the pull shot there from Cleary didn't quite come off, but he's gone early.
Yeah, first real sort of shot of the innings, isn't it? They've just been prodding it around, leaving and whatnot. Look, this has been a very tidy start from the Jets.
Handy to note too, J-Dub, bit different to what we see in the Big Bash. We bowl 5 overs from each end here in the 2020 comp, and then we continue to switch after that.
I like it. I really
Moves
do
the
like
game
it.
through quicker.
Yep, keeps the pace of play going quite well. Full of ball there, and a great shot played off the toes. That one's going to go all of the way, and that's the first boundary of this 2020 grand final. And you felt as though something needed to happen. Ball prior, swing and a miss, as the late and great Richie Benno would have once said, not here on 1FM Live and Local, but that one there, well, that hit the target and all the way for 4.
Newbound now, short again. Cleary rocks onto the back foot, plays into the leg side. The man at mid-on comes round. Can't stop the single though. Newbound closes out that over. There he goes for the first boundary. 5 off that over after 2 overs. Katandra a none for 5 here for this 2020 Cricket Shepparton Love the Game Grand Final. And great to see the crowd starting to build. The lights here are on at Marupna Rec Reserve as Josh Shepparton gets thrown the ball again. Newbound really just started to straight a leg there.
Yeah, he did. I also think Ben Cleary's just starting to find his range a little bit, and he can be a very dangerous batsman. We saw him make 60-odd, 63, I think, in the semis. So if he's in form, it could be very dangerous.
Side bottom again, starts his second over. Cleary rocks onto the front foot, defends into the offside for no run.
G'day, of course, to Tom Cleary, who many might know, across at the Port Adelaide Football Club, Catamite boy, and one of the exponents of the football factory out that way. Best of luck to him leading into a 2019 Premiership season for Port Adelaide.
Side bottom now, that's Josh Bowles from this commentary box and hit on the pad and the fingers up. First wicket of this grand final is out. Ben Cleary wraps the gloves and he's off. First wicket, and that's a big wicket, big scalp for Northerners Cricket Club.
Well, it's huge, and it looked absolutely plumb. Swing and a miss. Let's have a look at the replay here, but he's just missed it, hasn't he? He looks absolutely plumb. Looks like it's hit him. He didn't argue at all. No, he knew what was happening.
He's played across the line there, and it's hit him almost directly in line with middle and off there. It's been low enough for the umpire to not hesitate for a moment, and the finger just went straight up.
Yeah.
And, well, it's the ultimate commentator's curse there. I've been known to be good at it across the journey, and here we go.
Well, I said he was just starting to find his range, mate, so I think we've both given him a bit of a...
They don't call me the Moz man for nothing.
Yes.
You're going to earn that title too now, Alex.
Quickly.
Yep, you've certainly got it.
Jed Wright. And now walks to the crease. Looking forward to seeing some fireworks from this man. He can hit a big ball when he needs to, and he'll be looking to get his eye in and then swing from there. So this man can bring the fireworks if we need.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, you don't need to pay for fireworks and Jed Wright's around. He'll hit a few sixes for you. He's probably, speaking from a Shep News Fantasy Sports perspective, the most popular pick and the most popular captain's pick. So they rate him very highly, young Jed.
Side bottom now, full ball. And cover drive in the air. Just reaches. He misses the reach of, I think that's Joel Brett there. 4 runs to the total, and hell of a way to get off the mark.
Well, that's the Jed Wright experience. He's going to hit from the word go. Some of them will just be sort of centimetres over the fielder. Did he get a hand to it?
Don't think so. I think it's just cleared him, Snowy, and if anyone would reach it, it'd be him. Extremely athletic. We know, premiership player for the Shep Footy Club.
Absolutely.
Side bottom now, 4th ball in this over. He bowls now full. Right.
Swing and a miss again.
That's
second ball.
That's what you're going to get from Jed. He's going to swing.
I reckon these netballs out the back here behind the commentary box were in trouble then if you got a hold of that one.
Absolutely. That was a big hoik, that one. Would have been interesting to see where it had it finished up there. Swung like the old proverbial dunny door. It's sort of unlucky not to catch an edge there, side bottom.
Yeah, he was.
Side bottom now. Trying to close out this over. 5th ball now. Bowles short there, and Wright sits on the back foot and pulls that to the man out in the deep. I think that's Mitch Brett. And they'll get through for a single. Moves the score onto 10 now. Katandra.
And of course, brother Sammy, their stalwart of the North Melbourne Football Club now, coming up to, I reckon it'd be about his 12th season there. But, he was sat on his backside in an intra-club yesterday. You might have saw on Twitter.
Side bottom, strays onto leg stump there, and Nolan helps that well. Down to the fine leg boundary for 4 runs.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot there. Just exquisite timing. Rock back, he saw that one half volley, and it was just there for the taking. Just then caressed it, and, well, the speed of the delivery then just did the rest, boys.
Absolutely. He's a good batsman, Luke the Jockey Nolan, as he's called around the Shep News office. But, look, that's just getting him off the mark, isn't it? 4 runs. I mean, he's, we need a bit more from him, I reckon, because as we were talking about, when you're looking for sort of 140, even 150. You go 1 for 15 off 3. I mean, let's start lifting a bit, I reckon.
I don't mind that, the jockey. I don't mind that call.
Well, it's a pretty obvious one. More of a midweek venue for Chuka.
Newbound for his second over, and that nearly off the pitch there from Newbound, and the first extra of the game tonight. 1 wide, moves the score. Got a fair bit of sport going on over here at Mooroopna at the moment, J-Dub. I struggle to get, I don't know about you, I think you got the VIP park out the back here, but struggle to get a park around here. There's sport going everywhere.
Yeah, right up to the gate, and I just dropped the Paul Tricarico and the Kyle Power, and it's out. The commentator's curse yet again there. He's not timed that one at all. It's almost caught the toe of the bat. It's been flicked to the offside there, and that was right in the breadbasket of the fielder. Sam, you might want to help me out. Who's actually taken the catch there? It was
side bottom then.
As easy as you would ever like. That is what we call a dolly.
The openers combining there. Newbound gets his first, side bottom takes the catch, and that's a big wicket. Very disappointing there. I was looking forward to seeing some Jed fireworks.
Yeah, no, he isn't. It was really, as you said, the netballs are in trouble if he was going to really get those sixes going. Just as you said, toe of the bat, just didn't really catch that at all. And look, he came in, he swang for the fences, and he's heading back to the fences now.
Yeah, big wicket.
And the big left-hander now, Hadley Surratt, walks out to bat. And speaking of a man that can also hit a ball, this guy, when he gets going, well, even his drives, I've seen him play some amazing drives.
Has he been batting this high in the T20? So is this a sort of a captain's call? Let's get him out there to steady the ship a bit.
I think it might be actually.
Well, yeah, they're now 2 for, and all of a sudden, I mean, the wickets start rolling. The pressure builds, as Alex was saying. 3 overs gone, 16 runs. That's not quite 6 and over.
Well, I think the problem is just having a look at the scorebook here. They've only got 2 singles, so it's been a few boundaries, but only the 2 singles. They probably just need to start turning the strike over a bit, moving the ball around the field a bit. Jed came in, and obviously, that's what Jed's going to do. He's going to swing, but now I think they've got to build a partnership, which sounds a bit silly in a T20, but you've got to just push the ball around sometimes.
Very interesting field here too. We've got a backward point. We've got more of a point. A wideish cover. I don't know, these positions are a bit whacked out at the moment. Cover, we've got a man down on the fence here at mid-off. Mid-on, square leg, and deep mid-wicket as Newbound sprays and hits straight onto the ankle. That's got to hurt, J-Dub.
Ouch. Ouch is all I can say. That will be a stinger. He'll know about that tomorrow. I tell you what, when he gets home and on this Valentine's Day, he gets to the hugs and kisses when he walks in the front door. He'll be saying, have you got some frozen peas? Because I'll tell you what, that's going to need some ice on it for sure.
Well, he connected beautifully, did Surratt. That would have seriously hurt.
Top, he can hit the ball very hard, Surratt.
He's got such a wide arc, such a tall man.
Newbound now, similar ball to the one before. Surratt just rocks onto that like that easy. And Surratt's second ball, he picks up a 4 down to the long on boundary.
A few car horns for the 4 there. That's good. Nice little crowd building, I think.
Yeah, it is
around there at the pavilion.
It's quite a nice crowd here. A couple of people in the crowd, and one that our general listeners might be familiar with. The Stats Man is here this evening, having a look at proceedings. G'day to the Stats Man, and all the best to you and your family.
Newbound once again strays onto leg stump here for Surratt, and Surratt plays that into mid-wicket. The man on the boundary comes in, picks it in, and that's a single to Surratt. He moves on to 5, which is the equal top score at the moment. 3 blokes have all got 5 so far.
Yep. Well,
speaking of Valentine's Day, J-Dub, how did you get the tick of approval to come out tonight?
I tell you what, it was a struggle. You may or may not know that I'm also doing the breakfast program at the minute. So it's been a very long day. Got home, made some dinner for the family, and then just headed straight out to Snitz and got mine there.
I'm just waiting now. Nolan takes strike. Newbound coming now. Nolan. Beautiful looking cover drive to that man at point. And a slight misfield, but no run in the end. 1 ball to come in this 4th over.
And I'll tell you what, hairdressing and JW aren't usually used in the same sentence, but VAB hairdressing, VAB, Victor Bov, if you're listening in, thank you very much for your support. It's their job at VAB hairdressing to make you look and feel fantastic.
Short ball now, pulled from Nolan. And the man will chase that one down. And can't stop the 2 runs to Nolan there. Score moves to 22.
And to book an appointment, feel free to contact them on Facebook under VAB Hairdressing, that is VAB, or call the salon on 5821 4588. That's VAB Hairdressing, 133 Maud Street, Shepparton.
Looks like Sidebottom to bowl his 3rd over now from the commentary box end here, and
1 for 10 off 2 for Josh. He's made a tidy start.
about to hit the 5th over. This will be the last one of the commentary box end, and then what do you reckon, Dub? What are we switching to, the highway end, or what are you calling that?
Yeah, the Midland Highway end.
Sweet
What
word.
it is. Yep. That's what it is right here. And then what would you call this? Well, it's the McLennan Centre end. Sir Ian McLennan Centre.
So the Sir Ian McLennan Centre end, that's just rolls beautifully off the tongue.
Yep, about as beautifully as supercalifragilistics as that one. It's hoiked high. It'll only be the single though. Just didn't quite get that out of the meat. And it falls safely into the gap there, half volley, well fielded.
Woodsy's right. I mean, if Surratt can hit them, he's going to be the one to watch, I think, now. Look, the most important thing for the Eagles now is just don't lose another wicket. But look, the way they're swinging, they don't seem to care if they do. They want runs.
Sidebottom just at the top of his mark now, waiting for a few changes in the field as we see MVD absolutely feeding his face with snits down there.
Yeah, and loving it
And
as
loving
well.
it. Look at the smile on his face.
Yeah. He's on a diet, but he's having a cheat day today. Although the food, very healthy choice.
Sidebottom now, commentary box end, back of a length. Nolan drops into the leg side. And
good running.
Sneaky single through.
It's very important that just in a 2020, we all think of the fireworks as we talk about, but it's just as important to just push one a few metres in front of you, sneak through a single, keep the strike turning over, keep the scoreboard ticking along.
Scoreboard moves to 24.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It builds your confidence. You start seeing the ball then onto the bat, and then you can start shot making after that. Oh, I think that's very well said there, Alex. As
Surratt now drives into the offside. No run there. Dot ball.
as the cricket season climaxes now, 2020. Of course, Hazeman Shield, 2-day grand final in a few weeks' time. Still so much left yet to play out in that.
Sidebottom now from the commentary box end. On the back foot, sneaky single there. Sidebottom comes around but can't stop the single there. As Surratt moves on to 7 now.
His photographer down there, Rod Braithwaite, he's gone from Mount Buller for the season. He's come to Shep and he's had a taste of that 45-degree weather for a week. So he's struggling even worse than we were, I reckon.
Coming quickly acclimatised to that, whether he likes it or not.
Sidebottom now. He'll hit the crease past Darren Young, the umpire. Right on the front foot there and defended back to him from Luke Nolan. Once again, bringing to you this grand final live on 1FM. And of course on the live stream, Reece Wardle doing a fantastic job. You can track us down on the Cricket Shepparton Facebook page. The live stream's up there and looking good. 75 listeners at the moment, or viewers on the live stream. So really good as Sidebottom bowls now. Cut shot and cut shot strong from Nolan. The man will come round from third man but can't stop that. And another 4 moves the score on to 30 for Katandra Cricket Club. And that run rate still picking up quite strong.
It's a good shot from the jockey and he's up to 11 off 9. So I think this partnership is key. MVD, what do you got for us, mate?
I was just going to say, boys, cheerio to Wes Cusworth and the Geelong Cricket Association, who've also shared our Facebook live stream as well. So a cheerio to everyone down in Geelong that are watching in. So fantastic to have their support as well. And
it's fantastic because ultimately, whether you boys are aware of it or not, we're effectively innovators in this space. I mean, this isn't something that usually regional cricket associations are doing statewide. So full credit to you guys for doing this. And of course, 1FM will take a little bit of credit for it as well, for making it all happen. But just a fantastic way to showcase the local game to anybody who's interested anywhere in the world.
MVD, position yourself just behind the wicketkeeper for me. See what if the pitch is doing anything down there, if there's a bit of movement or anything. As we finally change ends, so we're down to the Midland Highway end, or the Leon Williams stand end, here at Marupna Cricket Ground. And it's a change in the bowling to Joel Brett now.
It does look as though, I mean, from our vantage point here, that the ball is coming fairly sort of straight onto the bat. There's no real wind out there, no cloud cover or anything, so it looks like a fair wicket to me.
Brett, short of a length there. Surratt drops into the offside and takes off for the single.
Yes. Joel Brett, what a season he's having with the bat. I mean, it hasn't really mattered what form of the game, 1 day, 2 day, 2020, he's been a couple of tons, a brilliant knock recently in the T20. He's probably the,
Lightfoot medal.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Favourite,
probably...
red hot, jump on.
Oh, I mean, Mark Barney Nolan would probably argue with that, considering what he's done, sort of, not carrying, but he's putting the side on his shoulders a bit down there in the Gambie. So
I think those two are sitting at the top of the table.
Bit of a match race with those two, I reckon.
And then the next couple are probably 3 or 4 lengths behind.
Absolutely. But you're right about Brett. I mean, and we have, the batting's been important, but he's bobbing up with wickets too. And first change bowler shows you how important he is.
Brett now bowls. Nolan, little drop shot past, probably third slip, and the man down at the third man boundary will come in and single to the score. 52 metre boundaries tonight too.
Yeah, look, and the outfield's not overly fast either. It's, again, credit to the ground staff here, but obviously they've kept this very well warded with the heat that we've had.
Surratt now.
Oh, he's flashed at that one, swung and missed.
Tried to drive there, but the feet didn't move, I don't think.
No, he sort of looked half decided about what sort of a shot he was going to play there. He looked to hit through the ball, and he's pulled out of the shot there, and maybe just a little bit of extra pace. That one seemed to come through very quickly.
Brett now from the Leon Williams stand end, driven down the ground. The man down at mid-on will do the fielding. Surratt sneaks through for the single, moves the score on to 33.
Yeah, well, they're looking okay here. Surratt, I do think that he's going to be a real X-factor here. He's a big boy, a big left-hander. He'd generate a bit of pace with the ball too, so I'm excited to have a look at him later on with ball in hand. But he's actually my Shep News Fantasy Sports captain this week, so I'm really riding this one out.
Joel Brett now clipped onto the leg side from Luke Nolan. The man will chase and can't stop the 2. As Nolan moves on to 14.
It sort of looks like one of the shorter sort of boundaries there towards the town end.
Yeah, the jockey's... Luke Nolan is looking...
Jockey.
That is actually just habit, I'm sorry.
Brett bowls. Nolan front foot drives that man from, I think it's his brother Mitch Brett has come up there from the boundary. And dot ball there to close out another over. That takes 6 overs down. Score moves on to 2 for 35.
Just under a run of ball at the moment, boys. Will that be enough? Certainly won't get them to 140. Conditions are ideal. There's a couple of early wickets lost. Dorsa.
J-Dub, I was just going to say, chime in there with, there's no real movement beyond the... on the pitch at this point in time. It really seems a batter's paradise at this point. So it's really going to be some hard work for the Northerners bowlers, but the Katandra boys will be loving batting out here at the moment.
MVD, you're probably a good man. We gave our predictions off the top of what this pitch will probably do, and my quick guess said 140. You've probably played out here the most of the 3 of us sitting up in the box. So, what's your predictions?
Yeah, last week I think we got up to about 140, maybe even a bit higher with the lower grade 2020, and that was on the far eastern pitch, so 2 over from the pitch that we're currently playing on, and that had over at the time 840 overs that had been played on it. So that was a pretty good wicket nonetheless. It might have been dead, but it was a pretty good wicket. So I'll be looking at probably maybe 150, 160 to try and get to here.
Change in the bowling, double change here with Trent Sidey coming on. Hadley Surratt
easy.
Flicked that off his legs, and the first 6 of the night over the mid-wicket boundary towards the Marupna Cricket Club pavilion.
He barely swung. He just sort of jabbed at it, and it comfortably went for 6. The Katandra boys down there on the bench nearly took the catch. But look, that's what we're going to get from Surratt tonight. He can swing, and he will. And
when you've got an arc like that, it doesn't look as though there's any real effort, does it? It just looks
effortless.
like an effortless power. Really good use of that wide
Does he
up.
go again here?
Side bottom now. Nolan, step forward. Left that one outside off, no run.
And you could see he shook the head there. He probably feels as though that was there for the taking as well.
Well, that's why he's playing A-go cricket and I'm not, because if I hit one for 6, the next ball I'm swinging just as hard at the next one. But he's thought about it. He's kept composed, and he'll go again here, I reckon.
Side bottom now from the Leon Williams stand end. It's a crease bowls, full toss on leg stump. And Surrett flicks that down to the man at long on and says thank you very much.
I reckon he could have done more with that though. Nice juicy full toss.
Yeah, definitely. Seemed to be an attempted slower ball there. Don't quite think he was expecting it to come in that slow, and I don't think that it was intentionally a full toss either. It ended up being a full delivery and should have been dealt with over the leg side.
Score moves on to 2 for 42 in the 7th over here at Maripna. There's a few changes being made to the field. Trent Sidebottom now will come in, hit the crease and bowl. Full of ball now. Nolan drives forward. The man comes around and stops that from going for a single.
This partnership's building up quickly, and I think it's mostly the work of Surrett. He's got 16 off, 12 balls, a couple of boundaries. He's looking the goods, but look, if we're talking about 150, 160, these two are going to have to get them, to sort of 70, 80 at least. More, probably.
Yeah, I'd say they'd need to almost be in there for the ton.
Yeah.
As Bartlett comes back inside bottom again. And that one outside off and just sort of poked away.
Good comeback from
Field,
side bottom
no run.
after a 6 and a loose ball that probably should have gone for more. He's come back pretty nicely here, 7 off the first 5 of the over. So
Well, I think there was 3 fairly, as you say, I'm certainly no A-grade cricketer myself, but sloppy-ish sort of deliveries that should have been dealt with, one of which was, and he settles
he
down
settled well.
very, very well there. And he keeps it at 6 off the over, 7 off the over, boys, rather. So they move on to, 7 overs and 2 for 42 at the moment. So they're just ticking along there. Pressure starts to build.
When's the this is sort of the just easing through it phase? When do you sort of launch in a T20? Some teams make the mistake of leaving it a bit late, and some teams make the mistake of going too early. So what's the mark you reckon, J-Dub?
Yeah, look, I'd say at the latest, it depends on how many wickets down you are.
Wickets very important.
But certainly, if these boys are going to hold the crease for another 6 overs, I think they've got to press the go button after over 13, 14.
Whoa.
No ball.
Woodsy.
Full toss there, no ball.
And is that a free hit?
It is a free hit in this comp, J-Dub.
Well,
where would you be going with this, J-Dub?
I would be going straight over the leg side, if possible. But I'm pretty impressed with the pace of Joel Snowy Brett. He's fairly sharp this evening.
He is. He's looking pretty quick. But what's he going to do here with the free hit? Do you go the sort of the Yorker, or is that too risky to bowl in a full toss?
Field can change now too, boys, just on an odd point, because there was single was taken now, so the man at cover drops out to the boundary. There's
the shorter boundary over leg side.
Brett short and with ease.
Big one.
And that is why I am on the huge money, boys. It is that simple.
All clear, one behind. That's gone through the points, J-Dub.
Yeah, exactly right.
On the full, basically.
$0. That's exactly where it had to go. Shorter boundary and a quicker delivery, and it really timed well. Doesn't take a lot of effort to just put that one absolutely to bed. 6 biscuits.
That's a 50 up too. So those little milestones for Katandra Cricket Club come up, and Snowy just needs to find that right length now. Interesting point too on the live stream for you, Alex. You've got the jockey out there, and Hadley Surrett's being referenced to as the horse out there. We're not going to ask any other questions why, but that's just an interesting stat for you, the horse and jockey.
Oh, that's perfect.
As Brett bowls short of a length, and Nolan cuts top edge out, just out from the keeper's reach. And that 4 runs, and they're starting to pile on quite quickly now for the Katandra boys. Score moves on to 54. And 12 off this over with only 2 legal balls so far.
And that's one of the things about that can be of detriment when you're a very fast bowler. When Joel Brett looking pretty sharp out here, it doesn't need to be much of an error. And also, from a keeping point of view, all of a sudden the ball's past you before you even blink, which is exactly what happened right there. Straight up the ground for 1 run. You're shy at the stumps, not quite. Side bottom keeps his powder dry there. Returns the ball over the stumps. And another run off the over. And this, by far, the most expensive for the innings so far. And on the flip side of that, extremely positive stuff here.
Brett now bowls to Surrett. Forward, Surrett defend, but can only get the 1 down to that long on position. Score moves on to 56 for Katandra Cricket Club here. It's a very expensive over so far. And Surrett moves on to 18, Nolan 25. Nolan leading from the front here, the skipper. As the lights starting to take effect on the offside here for Nolan. Nolan front foot defends into the offside. And the man comes in and fields that for no run.
Geez, it's been an expensive over. What have we got off this? 13, 14?
14.
Yeah, 14 off it. 42 at the top of the 7th.
2 balls to come.
Yeah. So Brett now really faced with a challenge here.
As he bowls, Nolan drives and absolutely middled that, but Newbound, I think that is, fields that and stops that.
And also, sorry, Woodsy is mentioned earlier on. We said these boys just need to stick around, poke it around for a couple of overs. They've done exactly that. Now they're starting to get their eye in. Conditions are perfect. Michael Van Dorsen told us really no movement. It's a fairly flat sort of a track out there, and it looks to be fairly ideal for batting.
Well, they're up.
So that 140 now really does become a realistic target.
This partnership moves on to 40
Well,
now.
the partnership's looking good. They're up to 7 and over. Times that by 20. That's is no good, but that's 140. They can be thinking more than that if these two can, push for 100 and keep slogging in those last sort of 5 overs or so.
Side bottom from the Leon Williams stand end here at Marupna. Just waiting for Surrett to get set.
Yeah, well, they were in trouble early. They lost those 2 early wickets there, and they were going at less than a run a ball. Swing and a miss there, and that's just missed off stump there. Surrett just had a real shy at that one and would love to have seen contact made with that where it would have ended up. But, not so Northerners fans, because I reckon that might have been straight into the Leon Williams stand.
Could have gone anywhere.
So over the wicket, high, up and under. This one looks like it's going to be caught, and it is. Beautiful catch there.
Joel Brett.
At deep mid-off, and Joel Brett just barely moved an inch straight underneath it, and that is the end of Surrett. And just as we were talking about the confidence starting to build, the eye getting in, and it looks as though some drinks are going to be taken here. Is that right, Woodsy? No, not really.
Wouldn't have thought so. No.
Jockey's a bit thirsty, I think, so all that is. But we're going to keep pushing through. I mean, it's like you say, the confidence was just starting to get up. The partnership starting to form. It all sort of starts again when you lose a wicket like that. Look, I think he made 18 off 16, Surrett. So he did a good job. He definitely got the innings going from a low point, heading in the right direction. But look, it's all going to rest on Luke Nolan now, isn't it? 25. 8 overs in. He might have to bat till the 15th, 16th over to get that 140 we're talking about.
Super outfield catch there, as resolute as ever. Brett, and he would have felt a sense of relief after what you could consider a fairly loose over. The over prior, he would have been underneath that one thinking, I must catch this, and made absolutely no mistake.
And I'm just looking at Pudgy Nichols. I think Andrew Reardon is out there. Yep, he gives me the nod. Andrew Reardon's a new batsman.
And another player who really has a strong hit on him. He starts making contact with the leather, and we could really see some fireworks here. Such good core strength. Swing and a miss there. Must have been a little bit of an edge. We heard the cry of catch. And
Signalled runs, so would have given it.
Yep, definitely a bottom edge there through to the keeper. And not sure, did he actually get a hand to it, Alex?
He got a hand to it for sure. Look, we'll have a look at the replay here, but he's definitely got something on it.
And we'll head down boundary side, Michael Van Dorset.
Yeah, not a problem, guys. I've got Hadley Surratt here. Hadley looking pretty comfortable with a couple of big shots there as I'll just get this next ball from side bottom for you, boys, as side bottom's in to Reardon, and he pushes that down for a single. Pretty couple of big shots there for you, and pretty comfortable out there.
Yeah, it's always nice to play on a shorter boundary, so try and take advantage of it when you get the opportunity. A couple came out of the screws. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that last one out of the screws as well.
What are you looking at the score-wise? He on track for a big one?
Yeah, I reckon 140 plus really sets a good platform for our bowlers. So, if we can pinch 90, 80 from here, it's a really good score for us to defend. So we back our bowlers to defend any score, but when we've got a big one to defend, then that makes it easier for the job.
How are you enjoying the 2020 feel on a weeknight? A bit different to training?
Yeah. I much rather it. It's the match simulation, you can't replicate at training as much. So I love the 2020s midweek. The format a bit different this year, and don't get as many games in this year, but we take what we get with it.
Fantastic. I'll let you go and enjoy with the boys. Thanks very much.
It's too easy, MVD.
Thanks, boys.
MVD, make sure you tell him he's my fantasy captain, mate.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that.
Just look, at least 3 wickets, please, Hadley.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. That being said, I've got Luke Nolan, I think, as my fantasy captain, so
he's looking good.
I'm happy with that.
And I think spin for the first time here at Mooroopna Cricket Club. And I think by the looks of it, it's Grant Hutchins into the attack.
The Aussie Hotel has late trading tonight for all of the tennis players from Country Week. They are open until 3 a.m. It'll be a great time to have with everyone. The Aussie Hotel is one of Shepparton's premium venues and is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week with fantastic food and great service. And don't forget that we offer the best entertainment every Friday and Saturday nights. And if you're interested in learning any more about what the Aussie do offer, you'd like to book a function or just a table for lunch or dinner, give them a call on 5821 4011, or even better, head in there. They are right in the heart of town in Friars Street, Shepparton.
Hutchins now, short ball cut, and cut strong, pierce the gap between point and extra point there, and another boundary goes to Luke Nolan. He moves on to 30 now.
And that is just a gorgeous shot, if you don't mind. It's the second cut shot he's played that's gone for 4 there. Outside off, and not a great way to start your bowling spell there. A little bit of a looser sort of a delivery, and it was dealt with accordingly.
Yeah, it's only up from here for Grant Hutchins, because that one was loose and outside off, and he's absolutely cracked it. He can do that, Luke Nolan, we know that.
Hutchins now to finish this last over, this 5-over spell from the Leon Williams stand end. Nolan gets forward and drives to that man long off boundary, and a single takes him through to 31. So safe to say, J-Dub, that you won't be heading to the Aussie till 3 a.m. if you're working breakfast shift?
No, well, I might, but not sure I'd have a job next week. So, or a missus for that matter. That's hit him high on the thigh there, and a shy at the stumps. It was all happening.
Oh, he's cleaned up the umpire.
Looks as though the umpire there is looking a little bit ginger. The central umpire there, Woodsy, who's that?
Jim Evans down there.
Well,
That runs or leg by?
I don't know. I think he's got a bit caught up.
No, definitely, well, the umpire, I think, is still trying to figure that part out, but
we'll give it runs.
If a run was taken there, it looked as though it came off the thigh to me.
Where's that
cut shot again? Very strong point for Luke Nolan, but straight to the field on this occasion.
Well, they got that ring of 4 blokes there on the offside, and it's for that shot exactly, basically, when he does pitch it outside off and a bit short like that. Nolan's going to rock back and try and crack that through the offside, so you need men, especially got a man on the boundary there too.
He's moving another one over now.
Yeah. I was just loading up
on the offside,
and we saw how easily Nolan put one on the over mid wicket. He might go again. I mean, that would appear to be the
step inside it.
Yeah.
Hutchins now, we'll see whether that happens. He bowls full of ball, full toss, and Nolan drives down to that man at long on, and single moves Nolan on to 32. Score moves on to 66.
would have been good if we had been able to work something out with the Shep News crew and had it via your website as well. Would have been awesome.
Look, I certainly don't control that sort of decision.
Well, Damien, if you're listening in...
Well, we've given it a share on the on the Facebook page, so hopefully everyone's tuning in.
The swing and a miss. As, that one has just gone through everything. I dare say this will be buys. The umpire...
No, he's hit it.
Hasn't called us, so bottom edge there.
Two to Reardon.
Very lucky not to chop that on to off stump. It mustn't have missed by much. They used to call that one the old French cut. Yes. Backyard cricket.
Correct. I played a few of them in my time.
Yes.
9 runs off that over too for Grant Hutchins too, first over.
Yeah.
And if anyone's caught up watching our live stream and can't watch the BBL, Hurricanes in a bit of trouble early, 2 for 5 against the Stars. Warrell's got 2 for 2.
Gee.
But the big man is short still out there.
Yeah, and strong favourites to win the whole thing. So very interesting developments. Be able to flick between the two broadcasts. Perhaps the BBL on the iPad and
the
on
two screens, JD.
That's exactly right. The smart TV.
It's necessary these days. That much sport going on, you've got to have a couple of screens ready to go.
Oh, with the amount of work that you churn out at your desk, I'd love to see your lounge room. I reckon you'd have about 8 screens.
And we've switched ends again now, J-Dub too, and looks like Josh Sybon will bowl out here. He's 4th over from the commentary box end now. As Nolan finally steps to the crease. Gets ready. This sun will play a bit of havoc, I think, for these guys on the bench. Looking at Mitch Brett with the hand over the visor. As Sidebottom bowls his first ball. Hit on the pad.
He's out.
He's given
gone. That is gone.
Big wicket.
And,
huge.
Oh, gee, it's hard for me to say here, but perhaps a little bit unlucky. Thought that
Playing
one
down leg side, J-Dub.
And I reckon that is where the ball might have ended up. But look, I'm 80.
How is it, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon. Look, if I could, if he could challenge that one, send it to the DRS. I reckon he would have, because I reckon that might have been just angling down leg a bit.
Yep.
He looks back as he trudges off, but he'll have to tell his story walking, unfortunately, Luke. But he's look, it's a great knock, 32 off 26. If it wasn't for him, they'd have been in a great deal of trouble.
Yeah, very unlucky there for mine. Very good innings, and well, is that the moment that really turns the game?
Second wicket for Josh Sidebottom too.
He's got 2 for 17 off 3.1, so he's probably comfortably the pick of the bowlers.
Yep, at this point in time, as over a run, a ball, but certainly things have slowed down somewhat after that 14 run over. Now 3 overs ago, and also 2 wickets ago.
The new batsman for Katandra Cricket Club, Scott Richardson.
Well, this will basically decide if they're going to get 140 or not, because it's all on him now, I reckon. Richardson's going to need to raise the bat, really would be good, but I think he's probably going to go a long way to determining the result here, or especially I guess whether or not they can make that sort of par total we've been talking about.
English recruit, back for his second season with Katandra. Sidebottom now. Stuck on the last one. Richardson. He gets off the mark first ball with a shot into the leg side.
It's an interesting concept for those that are interested overseas, coming out to a regional type centre to actually play cricket. From a cricket association point of view, Michael Van Dorsa, if he's around, I might just ask how they're looked after and what sort of incentives are there for those aspiring to do a bit of cricket playing and travel.
Sidebottom now, front foot. Oh, that would have been tight, I reckon, but the single gets through Reardon.
To come and play cricket in the Goulburn Valley, because it's a fantastic cultural experience. I mean, you don't get much more of an Aussie experience than you would living up here in the bush, and playing a very high standard of cricket. And I mean, as far as our competition is concerned, it's always really exciting to get quality imports.
Sidebottom again on the front foot. Richardson defends into the offside for no run. We haven't heard from MBD for a bit. I think he might.
So he might be hiding in the truck with that bag of schnitz. I
Yeah,
reckon.
more schnitz is the pretty obvious answer there, I would
He
have
might
thought.
be. I think I see him over at the bar there. MBD, when you're ready, just put your beer down and give us a shout, mate.
And no, we've just got the big wave there. No, there's plenty of food. We just hear the technician, Adam Watkins. Good evening to you. Thank you for everything that you've done so far.
Side bottom fuller ball there, and Richardson drives straight down the ground.
Good to see a
Run.
bit more of a crowd building here too, Woodsy.
Yeah,
Fantastic to
those
see.
guys have finished cricket training and on their way home have flown past Marupna.
Yeah, boys, just down here at the Marupna Cricket Club rooms and trying to work out whether or not to interview the Rob DeLutis medalist from last week or whether or not to interview the Welsh import, one of the two. So trying to sort out something for you down here.
Side bottom now from the commentary box end. Fuller ball hit on the pad, but Reardon's a long way down. And the head wobble from Darren Young. And they'll sneak through for a leg bite and move the score through to 72.
Shy at the stumps there, and looked as though he might have been just out of his ground had it been a direct hit. So plenty of action here. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage here. 1FM live and local. Also Reece Wardle Productions via Facebook Live and the Cricket Shepparton Facebook page, also shared by the Shep News. Thank you very much for that. Also 1FM Sport as well.
Interesting point too, JW's got this camera just directly at you, mate. He's got your Twitter handle, everything ready to go.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
As Josh Sidey finishes his 4-over spell in the 2020, he's done for tonight with his bowling. 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 20. Very, very good figures there from the opening bowler at side bottom.
The Hurricanes look to have steadied just slightly, Woodsy.
Yeah, 2 for 18. McDermott 1 short, 14 off 12, so hasn't slowed short down at all. As Hutchins now second over, full toss and misfield there by the man we just finished speaking of, Josh Sidebottom. And Reardon will sneak a single through from that. Score moves on to 73.
How you can be watching the Big Bash and there's that much going on and doing a live broadcast, that's sort of the main bit I forgot there. How you can be doing all that is truly beyond me, because I'm trying to work out how to add the run back on.
As Hutchins now will bowl to Richardson, and he drops that into the offside and runs and sneaks through for his third run.
Nice little late cut there. Just a well-placed fieldsman. Takes that comfortably though. Stops it going all the way. How often do you see the reverse sweep played at local level?
Oh, I haven't seen it for a while. As Hutchins, the sweet shot there. Big shout.
And that delivery there was a candidate for the reverse sweep. That's certainly far from my favourite shot played even at the highest level.
No, I love it at the highest level, but surely these boys aren't ambitious enough to try it in the T20 Grand Final.
Hutchins now from the commentary box end. Bowls. Reardon nearly cuts that one off stump.
And what about
No run.
the other on vogue shot these days, the old ramp?
Yeah, the ramp.
I've seen it in a bit of two-day cricket late in the innings, but yeah, no one's really two-game. I think they're all a bit nervous getting hit in the head, but now thanks to helmets compulsory, we might see a bit more gameness as Reardon cover drives that into the offside and sneaks through for the single.
It's well fielded there too.
Moves the score on to 75. And Reardon moves his tally on to 7, Richardson 3. And a very good comeback here from Hutchins too. After first over going for 9, he's only gone for 3 so far with 1 ball remaining.
It's been an excellent comeback over. Let's see how he finishes it off here.
Hutchins, last ball, second over. Cover drive from Richardson. They'll only wander through for the single. And very good comeback, 4 off that over. Takes his total to 13 off 2 overs for Hutchins.
While we've got Alex Mitchell up here, of course, reporting for the Shepparton News, Country Week Tennis, we were talking about it being a hive of activity out here as we were driving in. It was difficult to get a car park and you had the gymnastics going on here. What a great facility this whole Marupna Recreation Reserve is. What's been happening with the Country Week?
Well, I mean, if you look behind us, I mean, obviously it's an audio medium, but I mean, there's 20 courts set up down there. They've done a fantastic job. It's brought a ton of people to town, and when we hear that they are getting out and about enjoying Shep and Look, they say the Aussies open till 3 a.m. I'm hearing that's not late enough. These
I thought you were going to say you're going to be attending.
Well, I won't be attending, that's for sure. I hear these country week tennis operators are really doing a bit of damage around town. I've heard a few reports about that. So, I don't know, you seen them out and about?
J-Dub's been in bed at 6:30.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I asked the wrong bloke, I suppose.
Yeah, no, you have. I'll tell you what, a few years ago, absolutely no doubt whatsoever until the wee hours. But no, I'm much less adventurous these days.
Newbound will come back on and replace Sidebottom.
Oh, that one there.
Hit on the pad, going down leg.
Definitely going down leg, and that was almost a half-asked question there. Half-asked. There was a K in that.
It didn't sound like it.
It didn't for a moment, did it? And that's the breakfast presenter syndrome starting to kick in as we approach 8 o'clock, and I start thinking about getting up at 5 down to the boundary. No, into the schnitz. As nice
good shot.
delivery there, but an even better shot straight back over the stumps, and it wasn't going all the way for 4 there. Nicely cut off.
What are we thinking, boys?
One run.
4 for 78 off 12.2. Are they still thinking 140, or do we, what's par from here?
I'm thinking 120 maybe from here. As Newbound bowls again. Richardson drives that quite nicely, but stopped by Newbound in his follow through. No run. Sorry, J-Dub.
Yeah, look, it could all change very, very quickly, but at the moment, it's fairly tidy spell this of bowling and making it very difficult for any boundaries to be hit. So, they can still keep these wickets in hand. There's another half sort of Yorker there, or a full Yorker, just comes off the toe of the bat.
Just drop and run at the moment, Dub.
Yeah, it almost is, isn't it? A minute. But still, they are keeping the scoreboard just ticking over about that runner ball rate at the moment. How can they break the shackles here?
Newbound now bowls, and the flick comes from Reardon. Great shot to the boundary. Another 4 runs. Moves their total on to 83 now.
It's been a while since our last boundary. I mean, I don't dare ask how many singles in between, but it's quite a few. Almost sort of,
We're working with quick maths here.
And he's just, I reckon it's been 4 overs since the last boundary. There you go, off the top of my head there, but beautifully played.
Newbound bowls the drive from Reardon. No
just
run.
An excellent comeback ball there. A bit slower, right on the mark, and couldn't do much with it.
Yeah, and Reardon just starting to look a little more confident with his shot making now. He was so well balanced over that boundary. Got to the pitch of that. He saw it early and was able to just whip it off the pads there through the gap and away for 4. So just the 2 sixes so far have been hit tonight as the spin comes back on.
Hutchins. Oh, half chance there. Given wide.
Half chance only because that flew at the ball. Did miss. Umpire, no choice but to call it a wide.
First legal ball now. And Richardson flicks past the non-striker and will get the single through. Moves the score on to 85 now in the 14th over.
So Hutchings has gone for 15 off, 2.2 overs now. One of those, obviously, an extra. And he'd probably be the bowler that I would be targeting if I were Reardon.
Hutchins, full of ball. Reardon takes a couple of steps down the wicket and plays down to the man at long on.
Certainly thought about the long ball there, just right in the block hole, as they say. So he's just had to play it down to
J-Dub, very hard man to get a hold of, really, though. He ties, and he's got very good dip on the ball as well, which stops a lot of batsmen from hitting those big bombs in the air as he bowls again. And Richardson can only just flick it down the ground for the single.
Yeah, can see now that he's certainly just got his timing right with his release, and he's just getting the ball to pitch that little bit further up, bowling that little bit fuller, but as you said, it really is sort of dipping at the end there and making it extremely difficult to get on the half volley and put away.
Hutchins around the wicket, and Reardon cover drives, but the fielder gets across and stops that for a dot ball. Reardon 13, Richardson, he's on 7.
I reckon the fielding's been pretty sharp too, for the record, boys. There haven't really been too many misfields at all.
Northerners, Hutchins bowl, and Reardon drops that into the offside for a single, moves his total onto 14, score 88. We haven't heard from MVDs. I reckon he might be having a committee meeting over there from Rupner.
Yeah, just
man of many traits.
Oh, he certainly is.
Hutchins looks to close out this over. Full ball, Richardson plays into the leg side. The man from mid-on will come round and keep it to 1. His total route for Richardson moves to 8. Total 89. And what do we got off that over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off that over.
It was a good over.
Takes him his total 3 overs for 19. And as Newbound looks to bowl his last over. Interesting point, just talking about the Richardsons too. Scott's brother Elliot is back out, and there was an application, I believe, put in for Elliot to play this game, but knocked back by Cricket Shepparton. But Elliot's a class player. My mind takes me back to when he took 15 wickets against Tatura, not last year, the season before that. Quality, very quick bowler. There's no room to stop that. Scotty Richardson, the man we're talking about, flicks onto the leg side, and that's his first boundary.
Needed it too, but he's 12 off 12 now, Richardson. I still think he's going to have to be the one to sort of drive this total towards a par mark. Now, you talked about Elliot coming out. Is he going to get a game in while he's here?
My little contacts around the traps told me that we might see him featuring B grade for Katandra this week, which...
So a bloke that's taken 15 wickets in an A grade game is going to trot out B grade this week. That'll really please the B grade players.
And I think you might find it is against Northerners Cricket Club too, which Northerners in B grade have struggled a little bit this season. They haven't put too many big totals on, so hopefully for game's sake that Elliot might wind it back a little bit, come off a couple paces. As Newbound full.
That's another
and
boundary.
Reardon says thank you very much and drives to the covers for another boundary, and just like that we move on to 98 here at Marupna, and suddenly 9 off this over, 3 balls bowled.
He'd been excellent heading into this over, Newbound. A couple of loose ones, 9 off the first 3. This could be, it can take, one over in a 2020 can really swing the whole thing. One big over. He needs to come back. He's Newbound.
So comes in, half volley again, punched. This time it's cut off, a single taken. But Reardon really starting to look confident now, get his chest.
I reckon that was
over the
hittable
ball.
too. I reckon he could have really had a swing at that one.
Definitely. But once the runs start coming in and over, the pressure valve probably releases that little bit.
10 off so far. A good dot
That's a
ball
good
there.
Yeah, and it was on the half volley. It looked as though it might have been caught and bowled, but not enough excitement there.
Scores 99 at the moment.
On the full, just a little bit of a bump ball there. Would have been dropped either way.
Newbound, last ball to conclude his 4 over spell for this match. Richardson comes down the wicket and drives. The throw at the stumps, that would have been close, but Scott Richardson lives to fight another day, and the score moves on to an equal 100, J-Dub.
And of course, great sponsors tonight here for Cricket Shepparton. Schnitz, handmade pan-cooked schnitzels. If you haven't tried Schnitz, I highly recommend getting in there and having a crack, because, look, irrespective of the fact that they are sponsoring tonight, I can personally vouch for the fact that you will not be disappointed. It is absolutely magnificent and fairly priced as well. As a family man on a very tight budget, I can tell you right now that you can go in there and you can feed the whole family for, well, extremely extremely generous amount, and the food is fresh and absolutely sensational.
Oh, you won't get better chips at any joint, I don't reckon.
You reckon?
I don't know what they're putting on those chips, but it's. I don't think I want to know, but it's
they're nice,
just beautiful.
You got any chips in that bag? Or?
Yeah, there's a couple of packets here. I said
Just give us a taste test, Dave.
Yeah, well,
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Where have you
Just got the smell already.
Where have you been hiding there?
No, I'm
Half
not
that
hiding
packet's
anything.
gone, Dub.
Oh.
I reckon you've just been sitting along, just the occasional one
I
in.
already had mine. I'm not quite sure what MVD wants us to do with it, but might get to him very shortly, because there's certainly more than enough to go around. I can assure you of that, great sponsors.
Back onto the cricket now, Hutchins.
Oh,
It's out around his legs. Richardson tries to step to the offside and sweep that, and that's taken off leg stump. And another wicket falls, 5 for 100. And we see Scott Richardson. He's got to head back to the sheds.
We've got the illuminated.
the Zinger Bales.
Yes. Looking fantastic. Oh, well, not so much so there for the departing batsman, who's now got a, what did you say earlier? Talk about it on the walk back?
Tell his story walking.
That's a tally story walking. I really like that one.
I certainly didn't come up with it, but no,
It's an old one.
It's certainly an old one, yeah.
Oldie bitty goodie.
Gee, big wicket.
Rare
He was
Richardson, 14.
It's all going to come down to Reardon now. Who have we got coming in? We don't quite know yet.
No.
It's looking
Yeah, it might be
Ray Island.
Ireland, is it?
Ray Island, yeah.
Ireland will come in now, and again,
Yeah, 5 for 100 with, 29 balls to come. So, look, 140 still on the cards, but might come down to Reardon to whack a few boundaries to get them heading in that direction.
Yep. Well, 5 wickets can go fairly quickly.
Oh, those chips are nice.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, feel free to get stuck into them, boys. Great sponsors, didn't bring them here for nothing. They're there to be eaten.
just trying not to eat into the microphone, but
No, that's...
why? What are you giving the chips away for, mate?
Boy, Luke's taken the whole packet for himself then. That was offering to the young kids, and Luke's gone, thanks very much, I haven't had tea yet.
Don't be giving that sort of stuff away, mate.
No, that's when Michael Van Dorsen gets up here and figures out what's going on with the distribution of this culinary feast that sits here. But he is a very, very busy man tonight, no doubt about that.
Hutchins' first ball to Ireland is forward, half shout, but very forward there, and wasn't going to get an LBW as his second ball to Ireland now.
But he's really
just drop and run, and they'll get a single through, and Ray Ireland's off the mark, and we're off the 100, and we're on to 101 now.
Yeah, his length is just spot on. I mean, his first over, you could have said, was possibly a little bit loose, and maybe why I made the comment that Reardon might target him. But, gee, I tell you what, he's tidied that up very, very quickly. That one just a little bit shorter. It's going to have to be a pretty good catch to catch that. It won't be, because it'll be a maximum.
Speaking of the target, there it came.
6 runs. It did eventually. I did think that Reardon would have a go, and he just waited for that one that was just that tiny bit short of a length.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how good the flight was.
Well, he must be. He must be just really hard to hit because, a slow sort of spinner at this level, you, as you said, you probably do want to target them, but he must just do a bit with that flight to really trick the batsman because there hasn't been too many of those shots.
No, and all that has to happen is your timing just out that little bit. He's let that one go just a touch late, too short, and easily dealt with straight back over his head for 6.
Hutchins' second last ball. Reardon comes a long way forward, half shout from the bowler only, but
very ambitious shout considering I reckon it might have come off his glove as he was getting way down the pitch. But,
one ball remaining in Hutchins' 4-over spell. BBL update, 3 for 51, the Hurricanes off 7.3, McDermott 8, Bailey 3. Reardon
and he goes again.
Yeah, yep. And Joel Brett comes around there.
Oh, great fielding.
And, keeps it to 1. And slight misfield, but no, it will stay at the 1 run only. Moves Reardon's total to 26, the score to 108. And that's Hutchins done for the night. What's he got? 6, 7, 8 off. That takes it 27, doesn't it? 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 27 for Hutchins.
Yeah, well,
Woodsy?
got the big wicket though, and I think that's probably what's going to be most important from that spell.
Michael Van
Yeah,
Dorsa with
obviously
thanks
a
to the
big-
Aussie Hotel.
Yeah, thanks very much, J-Dub. I've got, I suppose you could say Katandra royalty in some respect. You do have a Hazeman Shield under your belt. Elliot Richardson joining me. Elliot, great that you could be here for tonight.
Yeah, perfect really. Come on holiday, so I've been here for a week, go back on Thursday, so yeah, it's always a pleasure to come to Katandra. Really enjoy it.
Looking, obviously missed the first, the big heat wave, but obviously feeling a bit warmer than what it is back home.
-2 at home, so it's absolutely red hot over here. Sunburnt already, so I need a bit more sun cream.
As we see Joel Brett coming into the attack from the highway end, and that's got a good shot there away from Riedo, and that's 4 runs and moves the score along to 5 for 112. What do you reckon a good score will be out here tonight?
Well, I was saying 120, 130, but I think I'm now thinking we're redoing 140 hopefully. Then try to defend it. Northerners have got a good batting lineup, so I have to bowl well and see what comes of it really.
Well, the Katandra boys have got a fairly good bowling lineup as well. I mean, you've got your Hadley Surrett, Corey Hickford. I mean, I don't want to give these guys too much of a big head that they'll find out back home, but it's obviously a fairly good bowling lineup and also fairly, very varied at the same time.
Yeah, obviously you've got Jed Wright as well. Scott and Jed coming in first change, a big key bowlers there really. Hadley and Corey. Corey's always bowling well in finals, so it's quite be a good game really.
Bit of a misfield there from Hutchins at point, allows Reardon to scamper through for a second. 5 for 114 into the 16th over. Tell us a bit about what's been like back home, and obviously missed a couple of your seasons out here now, but Scott's been playing out here. You've been following him well?
Oh yeah, we've been watching last, thanks to yourselves, last when they won the Hazeman Shield. We stayed up all night, got on sofa watching it on TV, so it's been real good coverage really. Thanks to you boys, real good effort. But yeah. Scotty's he really enjoyed it. Katandra, such a lovely people. Can't thank them enough really for what they've done for us both. But yeah, really is good, real good club to come and play at. I really recommend it to a lot of our people, not just I play for Woodlands back at home, but obviously I will tell a lot of people about this Shepparton League because it is a good standard of cricket.
Well, that's it, and there seems to be more and more English cricketers coming over to play cricket here in Shepparton, but obviously enjoy the pitches and the facilities and all that sort of thing. As Brett's next ball to Reardon and punches that into the covers, and they sneak through for a single. The score moves to 5 for 119. Reardon up to 37, but obviously some good facilities out here.
Yeah, really good. Obviously, Katandra have got them nets and the new clubhouse that they've got. But pretty much every ground you go to, nice wickets, lovely outfield. Really is a good league to come to. So yeah. Okay.
Brett in again, this time to Ireland, and he flicks that off his toes, and he's going to get a single, moves him on to 2, and it's 5 for 120 into the 16th. Well, Elliot, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Yeah,
and
thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of the game and enjoy the next couple of weeks out here.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
Back to you, boys.
Of course,
MVD, just while you got Elliot there, just ask him, can we see him this weekend playing any cricket? As Brett bowls.
it's going to be
Full
caught.
toss and,
It is
down on the fence. And Brett gets a big wicket of Reardon there.
Yeah, it was the full toss, and he was just half into the shot there. He was licking his lips before it got there, and then just sort of pulled out of the shot, swung at it fairly hard, but he just got it that little bit flat there, and that is a super outfield catch there by side bottom. It came at him at a rate of knots and was well and truly going over for 6.
No, that's not the ball you should be getting out to, is it? That's one that's got to be deposited into the car park. So, look, sometimes it's not the best ball that gets the wicket. Just had to, a bit of good fielding, a bit of luck. That's all you need sometimes.
It wasn't too far away from actually being over shoulder height there. It was almost a beam ball, but then bowled at him. He'll be filthy on the fact that he's gone out on that one there, and he really started to get a nice total going there, but a great innings all the same. 37 off 25, and this 140 that we're talking about as par now, in my mind, will be easily exceeded from here with 4 overs left to go, boys.
Yeah, MVD, you got that answer for us?
Yeah, boys, Elliot's still with me. I was just waiting for you guys to finish to talk about the catch and all that. Elliot, the boys want to know upstairs. You told me off air, but I'll let you explain a bit of cricket this weekend.
Yeah, playing B grade this weekend. Show a bit of send a little youth boys how to get on really. Just thought while I'm over here, might as well see what like the 15-year-olds or the young boys that are coming up and try and give a bit of experience really. But really looking forward to it. I'm playing under Pudgy. I haven't played under Pudgy yet, so hopefully ball a few wheels, see what I can do.
Fantastic. Well, we'll let you go now unless you boys got anything further for Elliot. No?
No,
All good. Well, all good. Thanks very
Elliot.
much,
Very
mate.
much. Cheers, guys.
Elliot Richardson there, gentlemen.
Great stuff down there, Michael Van Dorset.
As Trent Sidebottom comes in, and new batsman Nath Hickey gets that onto the leg side. Leg buys though, moves the score onto 122.
You'd think 4 wickets in hand, 4 overs or 3.5 now, or 3 overs and 5 balls left, but whether or not.
Yeah, I think there's only what two to come after this, I reckon.
I think so, 2 overs, yeah. Maybe I could be wrong.
I certainly could be wrong, yeah.
Trent Sidebottom bowls again, and Ireland throws the kitchen sink at that, and a slight misfield, but they're only able to get through for the 1 run. And Ireland moves on to 3. The score moves on to 1-2-3. And need some big runs from these batsmen.
So 2 overs left to come from Sidebottom.
No, this is his second last. That's a Alex Mitchell scoring error, J-Dub, so don't look at my scorecard for the next minute.
No problemo. You'll get that sorted out really quick. We know that. As the run scoring just slows down for a moment as they get onto that 124, 16 to go now to get to that par total of 140. As Sidebottom comes charging in. Full of pitch delivery there, just catches the toe of the bat and flicks just down to fine leg almost. Not quite fine leg, it was short fine leg, fielded by the wicket keeper. As 6 for 125, Sidebottom steams in again. Quicker delivery there, just miscued a little. Bat then pad, and the single was taken as the ball just dribbles to point. And the score moves on to 6 for 126. Great sponsors this evening. Vab Hairdressing, their job to make you look and feel fantastic. To book an appointment, feel free to contact them on Facebook under Vab Hairdressing or call the salon on 58214588 Vab Hairdressing, 133 Maud Street, Shepparton. Great sponsors of Cricket Shepparton and 1FM live and local. Good evening to you wherever you are on this Valentine's Day. Tuned in on Facebook or on fm985.com.au. Quicker delivery there, Brett back on. And a little bit of a misfield allows for
Hickey.
Second run.
Hickey gets 2 there.
And Hickey now
Hickey on 4 now.
on 4 runs. So Alex Mitchell doing some of his
Finest work, yeah.
best work late here. Has got a grip of it. He's
Just go off the stadium scoreboard for now, I reckon, J-Dub.
okay, we can do that. As Brett attempts the slower ball there, it was caught. And bat to ball there. Just clears the fieldsman and will take a single. So they keep that scoreboard ticking over.
129 now, Dub.
Yep, and will be in search of a boundary as Brett.
False start.
Yep, runs in, dead ball called there by the central umpire. So Brett now, time to reset here. And we'll be looking for this one to be swung at fairly hard, I would have thought, and it was. A prediction there made once again come true. I don't know how I've nailed it almost every time, but
You got the crystal ball going there, Dub.
I must very well, but a swing and a miss there, and unlucky not to clean up the stumps there, but almost a fuller ball should have been hit straight over the leg side.
Brett now, the little lap sweep hit on the pad, I think. They'll only get through for the one, and yep, the leg goes up, leg by is called, score moves on to 130. Interesting though, and probably a good point too, Dub, Northern's going to be in a bit of trouble here because you think this is the 18th over now. Brett will be bowled out after this one, and then you'd assume Trent Sidey will finish off his 4, and then they've got to find one over from somewhere, Dub. So it'll be interesting to see where that one over comes from. There's Joel Brett storms in now, full ball, Hickey drives straight back to him for no run. Very good comeback too this over. Joel Brett's last 3 overs has gone for 33 in total, and only the 3 off this so far, so a very good comeback from Brett.
Yeah, very, very tidy. He took that really important outfield catch as well, taking the wicket of Surrett earlier on in the innings, and that's beautifully fielded. That hit straight back to Brett there. He gets it on the half volley, and almost like super glue on the hands, just stuck there and flicks it away. That is a sensational over at a crucial part of the game, and just when we were thinking that 140 par total looked as though it would be well exceeded. Okay, Woodsy, we've got a little bit of communication coming back down from the boundary here. Michael Van Dorsten might want to give us a little bit of a hand.
Just a bit of confusion. This is the last over. I think the stadium scoreboard's just 1 over behind, but this will be the last over of the innings, boys. This is the 20th.
Thank you very much, Alex Mitchell. I wondered what you were meaning before when you were saying there's only 2 left, because I'm looking at the scoreboard and it's telling me that there were 3 left, and I just thought I would just zip it up very quickly.
That's the most
I had
confident.
no idea what you were talking about.
I don't know why I haven't been able to work the scoreboard for the last 20 minutes, but I somehow knew that. But I reckon this is going to complete the 20.
And that does now certainly make sense in terms of how they're bowling this innings out. That's high, that's going to go all the way, is it? No, it's just up and under a little bit there. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, just sort of the boundary flick back. And they'll have to
3
settle
runs
for 3.
Geez, he fell over in the old outfielder there. He might have had it, but probably wouldn't have got it. But he hit the deck, unfortunately for him. So 6 for 133 with 4 to come. They'll probably get the 140 with a boundary or 2.
Yeah, we'll see the fireworks come now. As side bottom charges in. Fuller pitched at delivery. It was quite a good one right on middle stump there. Just sort of throwing the bat almost Hail Mary-like and punching it through the onside and just getting the single there. They'll keep that score ticking over. 134 now the total.
Side bottom bowls now, and straight to the field, a bit of misfield. Enables Ray on to get through for a single. He moves to 9. With a Hickey moves to 6.
Clean bit of fielding there, and he was gone for our money, but hit that hard. It's always going to be tough to gather clean, whip it straight in. So pretty safe run, I suppose.
135 is the score.
2 to come. Can they get the 140?
Side bottom now will be trying to stop that from happening. Hickey, full toss. Hickey pulls that into the leg side. The man at deep mid wicket slightly falls over, but they'll get 2 runs. Moves the score onto 137.
Gee, it was there to be hit. If he'd connected clean with that, could have gone anywhere. 2. They'll take the 2.
1 ball to come.
Yeah, 1 to come. So 6 for 137. So look, it's not going to be an easy chase by any means. It's a pretty par total as we talked about from the top. So look, it's set up for a grandstand finish.
Side bottom now to close out the 20 overs. Absolutely thrown at that by Hickey. And they'll turn and come back for 2.
That's out.
And Ireland will be run out. They'll get the 1 run though. And so the score will finish at 138. And the total finish 7 for 138. J-Dub, I might throw to you quickly just for the sponsors while I add up this scorebook, and then we'll come back and run through the score sheet and then might head to a break, I reckon.
Oh, I think that sounds very, very good indeed. Schnitz, from humble beginnings in 2007, have grown from 1 restaurant to over 70 Australia-wide today. Our sole aim, or their sole aim, is to keep bringing you the benchmark in schnitzel making, and to do that they will continue to combine culinary tradition with modern methods, the freshest ingredients Australia has to offer, and a commitment to make every schnitzel to order. Head down to one of the newest stores in Australia at 124 to 126 Friars Street, Shepparton, and fall in love with schnitzel all over again. To book or order for a gathering, head to schnitz.com.au or call 4700 2140. Great sponsors of Cricket Shepparton, and also this coverage via 1FM Live and Local, and of course Facebook Live VAD Hairdressing. Great sponsors, as well as the Aussie Hotel. And if you've just joined the coverage and you're, well, winding up from your Country Week tennis commitment, loads of visitors from right across the region here at the moment. The Aussie, well, hashtag drink responsibly, but get there and have a couple, because they're open till 3 a.m, which isn't too bad for a Thursday night. Just ask Alex Mitchell. He may very well, but no, he won't be there. But it'll be a great time to have with everyone. And the Aussie Hotel is one of Shepparton's premier venues. It's iconic, and it's open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week with fantastic food and great service. Don't forget that they offer the best entertainment every Friday and Saturday night. If you're interested in learning more about what they offer, or you'd like to book a function or just a table for lunch or dinner, give Paul a ring. G'day, Pablo, if you're listening in, on 5821 4011. Again, great sponsors. And I might take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to Sam Saraceno, who's done a power of work to organise the sponsors, as well as Michael Van Dorser and, well, those associated with Cricket Shepparton. But a fantastic partnership that we've been able to form with Cricket Shepparton. And, of course, still plenty of work for the man on the far right with the camera to do this evening. But Reece Wardle doing a sensational job, and the talent of this bloke absolutely amazes me. And, well, we just heard from Elliot earlier on how good it is to have this stream available anywhere in the world, and once it's gone live, it's also available still to see. So we're getting so much coverage from it after the event as well. So to all of you boys here tonight, also Alex, fantastic to have you on board, and hopefully we can get a little bit more of you throughout the football season. Plenty of outside broadcasts will be coming your way on 1FM Live and Local. And to you, Woodsy, or will you be running around again out there as a central umpire for the Goulburn Valley League this year?
Undecided, mate. The body's letting me down in my old age, J-Dub. So
one of the best in the business, in my humble.
Thanks, J-Dub. We'll move on to the scores, I reckon.
Okay, he's going a little bit, yeah, he's blushing a little bit there, but we'll move on to the scores. But for me, J-Dub, I'm
about to sign off.
Yeah, about to sign off for now. Get home and spend a little bit of time with the beautiful Dales on a Valentine's evening.
And hopefully he came in the first place.
Well, that's just how we need to operate. That's exactly right. Just got to do what you got to do to earn a crust every now and then, although 0 times 0 does equal 0. But just don't tell the hugs and kisses that when I'm walking through the door in about 20 minutes' time. But to you boys, honestly, thank you very much, and all the listeners. Paul Chicarico, a big thank you to Digger, who will be joining us. And in terms of, we talk about strengths and weaknesses. Well, Paul Chicarico, a name that is synonymous with Goulburn Valley cricket, if he doesn't say so himself. And no, he could play cricket in his day. He's a little bit past it these days and tries his work on the golf course, a member at the Maroopna Golf Club. And anyone listening that's keen on having a hit at Maroopna, just a quiet little shameless plug here. They do have a trainee Pro-Am happening on Monday. So the trainee Pro-Am, g'day to Darren Rogers. If you're listening in, Michael Van Dorsa will be very familiar with the head pro at Mooroopna, but there's still amateur spots left, I believe. So for an opportunity to play with a couple of professionals, please do give Daz a call at the Mooroopna Golf Club and book yourself in a game. Should be a fantastic opportunity. 1FM is involved in that event this coming Monday as well, as I'm sure the Shep News will provide some coverage for it too. I'm getting the wind-up, Michael Van Dorsa, and, well, I'm just looking for where my next breath's going to come from. But thank you very much, boys, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning for breakfast from 6 a.m, would you believe?
Beautiful, J-Dub. Thank you very much for your time tonight. Fantastic, mate. You've done a ripper job, and we thank you for your time, mate. Superb, and can't wait to hear more of you in the footy season, mate. So thanks for your time. I think we'll head straight down to the ground with MVD. Are we doing that, or we're going to? No, I think we might go to a quick. I think we might go to a quick break before we head to MVD. Yeah, he's giving me that signal. So ads down in the truck. If you could throw some ads on, mate, and we'll come back on the other side of this with an interview on ground.
And welcome back to Mooroopna Recreation Reserve, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the innings break of the A-Grade 2020 final, which is being played for the Aiden Blizzard Cup. And Katandra batted won the toss, selected to bat, and 7 for 138 off 20 overs. We've actually got the man himself joining us on the coverage at the moment. Aiden Blizzard, good evening. How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much for joining us. Alex Mitchell's also down on ground with us. Nice for you to join us. It'll be the first time you get to present your own trophy.
Yeah, look, I have tried to get back quite a few times and watched it on the Facebook feed, so I appreciate the initiative that yourself and 1FM have gone through, but it's really nice to be here tonight. It's a great night, and it's great to see a close competition, hopefully under lights tonight.
Absolutely, mate. The Aidan Blizzard Trophy. It's quite an honour to have something like that named after you. Must really sort of touch you, I reckon.
Yeah, look, I think it was named about 4 or 5 years ago when I just got back from India, and I was completely shocked. I'm very humbled as well, but to me, I still haven't reflected properly on my cricket career, but it's really touching and humbling being a Shep boy. Love coming back, and look, it still gives me goosebumps that I can come back here and the trophy's named after me. So really special and really humbling, but I'm just really excited that I get to present it tonight, not my old man for a change.
Well, that is something pretty exciting, I would dare say. But obviously, today, you managed to make the trip up this afternoon, but thought you might have had some commitments down in Hobart with the Hobart Hurricanes versus Melbourne Stars game.
Yeah, look, I work in sports marketing. Look, BBL's, I know it's copped a little bit in the press this summer, but look, the engagement of fans around the country is growing year on year. So, look, it's great to see a lot of kids out here being able to watch the T20 final. I think the initiative to be under lights is really good, and obviously streaming and really getting the message out there amongst the community.
What do you make of the T20 game? I suppose more at that local level. It's very hard to fit it in with a packed sort of Hazeman schedule, but the midweek games, it is a format of the game that it really does have a place, especially at the local level now.
It does. I think if you can get more cricket in, that it's great without taking people away from their weekend. So I think especially everyone works, we've got time commitments and time poor, but put it on a training night or a Wednesday night or wherever it fits. I think it's a great initiative. If we can get more people watching and getting involved, get that community feel like there is in the local footy netball club. So I'm all for it. Keep it coming.
Well, Aidan, it looks like the players are starting to make their way out to the middle, but thank you very much for joining us. We might see what we can do and get a few words out of you in the presentation area.
Not a problem. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
very much.
Cheers, mate.
Boys, we're going to a very quick break. On the other side of this, we'll have second innings action where Northerners will be chasing 139 to take home the Aidan Blizzard Cup.
Welcome back to Mooroopna Recreation Reserve as the first ball is getting ready to be bowled. Corey Hickford, that's a dot ball. And the total of 138 is at hand for Northerners to chase down. As we welcome to the commentary box Paul Digger Tricarico. Good evening, Dig.
Good evening, Woodsy. Alex, boys, looking forward to this, of course. It's been a while since I've been up in this commentary box, since the GBL season, but looking forward to this run chase now for Northerners. What are your thoughts, boys? That one's massively wrapped on the pads. Umpire waves that one away. Ooh. So ball number 2 and a big shout.
Big shout.
But nothing doing from the umpire. Woodsy, what's 138 in your cricket knowledge and your prowess? What do you reckon? I think it's enough, but obviously, without stating the bleeding obvious, the start is crucial for Northerners, but I think 138's enough for mine.
Second ball from Hickford now, bowls. Hit on the pad again, was able to inside edge. The throw, and Corey Hickford totally had his back to that, so and no idea.
One thing about playing cricket, if you can wrap a player on the pads a couple of times and maybe a third time, the umpire eventually
gets sick of it.
You're in a bit of trouble if you're a bat and you're getting struck on the pads consistently. So
first single to Davidson.
They'll have to work that out.
But no, back to your point, Dig, I'm with you on this one. I reckon 138 is plenty, mate. So big chase ahead from Northerners. As Hickford bowls Boynton, sort of the feet didn't move. Man at cover. And Surrett stops that from a single. So 1 so far off this.
Tidy start from Corey Hickford. Bit of heat about his bowling, and 1 off 5 balls. It's a good start. It's a similar start from the Northerners bowlers too. So look, plenty left to play out, obviously, but a nice start from Hickford.
He's a reliable bowler for Katandra. Does it week in, week out, doesn't he?
Hickford.
That's quick.
Bowls. Boynton plays onto the leg side. Cleary with no hat on under the night sky. Does a feeling for no run.
How good are these lights?
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Best in the business.
It's beautiful out here, I reckon.
We're
Great
just
night for it.
Covered with laptops and tablets and iPads and all sorts of things going on here. We've got Big Bash. Everything's going on.
I really feel like the Big Bash is just another element of chaos in this box, but look, let's keep it rolling.
Oh,
Hickford totally misses everything. That's wide. And leg byes, he's called it. I thought it missed everything, but full leg byes gets the first boundary here at Mooroopna.
doesn't matter how you get them, boys, but you need early boundaries. If you're chasing a score like 140, it might not seem as much in a Big Bash game, but here at local level,
It's a great score, isn't it?
7 and over is it's tough going. And if you don't get the start with some early boundaries, as much as that one was down leg side, you've got to take them when they're there.
Riley Shannon will be the second bowler used for Katandra Cricket Club here in this grand final.
Just a young fella, but a Katandra name, a synonymous name to the town of Katandra is Shannon. There's lots of them going around.
Riley hits the crease now. And outside off, a little dab at that, but nothing coming. Dot ball. 5 runs off the first over. Speaking of the Big Bash, Hurricanes 3 for 116.
So they've mounted a bit of a comeback. I was watching it before and they were in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, 15th over. McDermott 36, Bailey 37.
So they've steadied the ship, those two.
Steadied the ship, yep.
Yeah, I was thinking Stars were all over them when they got Short and Wade out for not much. Short was going quite well. Shannon again. Into Davidson. Plugs that one through. Should get a single. He's going to have to move. Shy at the stumps. I think he was safe all the way, but Northerners get a run on the board. Score at the moment. No.
Once again, the Alex Mitchell scoreboard no good, boys.
No,
We moved to
yeah.
6.
It'll refresh and we'll get an update soon enough.
Shannon from the commentary box end hits the crease now. Boynton tries to cut. That back foot doesn't get across, and it's another dot ball. Plenty of dot balls in these first couple of overs so far for Katandra. 2 runs off the bat. Davidson's 2 not out. Boynton yet to score. Scores 6.
Well, you're all over it. You got the manual scoreboard, Woodsy, so we'll go with that for the moment, I think.
I don't know what Alex is doing.
No, I reckon it might be good now, boys.
No, he's
What
good to go.
No, you got Davidson needs to have 2 runs, mate.
Yeah, he's got 2. Yeah, none for 6 off 9 balls, just like I said.
Shannon rolls in again. Big swing, but didn't quite get that one. Got it on the toe of the bat and straight back to the bowler. Another dot ball. Every dot ball now is big rewards for the Katandra Cricket Club. Big shout out to Sammy Wright, the brother of Jed Wright, plays for North Melbourne, of course. Texted me before and said he'd be watching on. It's always good to get a few celebrities on board.
Absolutely.
He's got a dislocated finger. He sent me a picture. It doesn't look good at all.
Oh, don't send that one to me, I don't reckon.
Shannon bowls now. Boynton drives. Hickford at mid-off. Stops it. No run. And a wicket in the BBL too. Bailey's back to the sheds. 4 for 117 in the BBL.
Sorry. I've just seen the picture. And that's no good, Sammy, right?
Looking to close out this over now. Last ball from Shannon. Commentary box end. He'll go past umpire Young now. Bowls.
Slow ball.
Boynton, big swing, but straight to the mid-wicket fielder for no run. Very tidy over, only 1 off it for Shannon. Score moves to 6 after 2, and probably not the quick start that Northerners really want to dig.
No, and the ground is in such good nick. Boundaries are short. They've got to make the most of these first few overs and put Katandra on the back foot whilst they've got the pace bowlers, because then if you bring on a little bit of spin later on, it's always harder. This time round you can make the pace. They've got a 3rd man in place and a fine leg, so they've certainly worked it out. Katandra got good field placings.
Hickford, second over begins.
And
Got
there
it
it
on
is.
him!
The Zing Bales are gone.
First wicket for Katandra Cricket Club. Northerners, they lose their first. And it's Davidson that will have to head back to the sheds. His stumps are all over the place. He can only manage 2.
Glenn Davidson, he's a name that's been around in a long time in cricket Shepparton, and loves the Northerners Cricket Club. But that one, he's tried to put that one in the Parsons Cricket Pavilion if he got a hold of it, and missed it completely. But I think the speed got him. You were mentioning his pace before.
Absolutely.
And straight through him with the lights as well. Being an older guy, not to say that, the trouble with the eyes perhaps, but straight through him. Beautiful nut by Corey Hickford.
Yeah, he just got him with pace. I mean, he went for the sort of the big shot, but look, that we touch on that pace. That's pretty quick. I reckon that's some of the quicker stuff I've seen around, and just got him there. A big early wicket, but it brings Joel Brett to the crease. So
superstar bat Joel Brett. He's one of their best, and I guess at number 3, this is where you want him, and he gets his chance now. He's almost like opening into the 3rd over. He gets to have the hardness of the new ball, and let's see what Joel Brett can do. Key player here. If he's almost the man, he has to be the man that gets the runs for them.
Have you followed the cricket much? I know you've played a couple of games in the last couple of seasons, but I don't think you've played this year at all. So
prior to Christmas, I haven't played much post-Christmas. As Hickford rolls in again. This first ball to Brett, down leg side, wide called, so needs to fix up his line. Does Corey Hickford? Haven't played a hell of a lot of cricket post-Christmas, just I'm starting to find golf. It was a bit more of a popular sport for me, as JW mentioned on the radio before, but prior to that I enjoyed just playing B grade and helping out old students where I could, and I'm actually playing this weekend, funnily enough.
Hickford bowls now. Brett on the back foot, squared up quite nicely, dot ball. So Dig, have you kept an eye on proceedings?
Not a hell of a lot, no. I understand that, to be playing A-grade cricket, there's a lot of, commitment goes into that and that sort of stuff. But I'm liking what you guys are doing, like doing this sort of stuff, getting it live on Facebook, on the radio, whether it be one-day final, T20 final. I think it's just encourages people to watch the sport more.
Great ball.
I think the Big Bash has been great in terms of getting kids involved in cricket and just turning up to a Big Bash game, seeing young kids out there getting their bats signed and getting selfies with Darcy Short and whatever. So I think it's just good things for the game, and this sort of stuff is something that I would have loved 10, 15 years ago when I was playing A grade. It would have been awesome.
We just talked about it with Aiden Blizzard before. I mean, it's about finding that place for the T20 at the local level still. Just ball here from Hickford. Straight through. I mean, it's again got him with pace. But I mean,
there's definitely a place in my personal opinion. I think there's.
I think so. I think personally it's just such a great form of the game, an entertaining and engaging form of the game. It's about how you can make it a bigger part of the cricket schedule without asking for too many nights. These boys probably have families they want to be with during the week. You don't want to take their weekends away from them. It's about just finding that place for as many games as possible.
100%. And I mean, if these boys weren't playing cricket tonight, they'd be cricket training.
That's right. Yeah.
Having dinner afterwards, so they're out for a 3-hour period anyway. So I think the idea of playing a game on a Thursday night, I came in too late. It was just starting to happen as I was sort of finishing up, but I love the idea of playing on a Thursday night and substituting a game like this for training.
Hickford to close out his second over from the commentary box end, hitting his strides now, and Brett leaves that one outside off stump. Very handy figures.
Excellent over.
It takes a wicket in that, and his figures so far is 1 for 2 off 2 overs.
And there's no doubting for me that these boys would get a buzz, playing under lights, having it broadcast live on Facebook and on the radio and having your name called and having a scoreboard like this. It's just changed massively, and I think it's only good things for the game.
Absolutely, and you heard Hadley Surrett talk about it in the first innings. It's either on a Thursday night, either training or a game. Well, you can't really replicate the pressure of a match, the pressure of a final with the bright lights on you. So it's a great opportunity for them.
Shannon now, second over, full ball. Boynton drives. Cleary at mid-on comes round and stops that, no run. Did you get along last Saturday night to the 90-year reunion for old students?
No, I was absolutely gutted I couldn't make it. I've had my boys with me last weekend, and in September last year they liked the Nitro Circus, so I booked some tickets at Marvel Stadium for Nitro Circus, and it just fell on the exact same night, and I was absolutely spewing, but by all accounts it was a wonderful night.
Shannon and Boynton steps inside that and pulls that one. Might see the first 4 of the game. And
Off the bat,
off
yeah.
the bat, yep. And that's the first runs for Boyington as well. His total moves to 4. Score moves to 11. And big job for Pudge Nichols down there, and he couldn't cut it off.
It's a good shot though. He's got it away beautifully on the leg side there, and well, Pudge no chance.
Shannon now will be looking to bring that back as he hits the crease now. Boyington drives. Shannon gets a hand on it. And,
that a catch? No, bump ball.
Bump ball.
It's good fielding though, and a good comeback ball right up there. That's tough to hit those ones in the right in that. I don't know what the word is. Just really jams you up a bit. Hard to get them away.
Right in the slot.
The slot. Well, the slots.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shannon now hits the crease, bowls. Boyington swings and swings hard, gets a bit of wood on it, and they'll sneak through for the single. Oh, a bit of confusion there between the fielders, but
If you look at Boyington's last 3 swings, he's probably just ticked over in his mind thinking, I think
got to go.
if it's in the spot now, everything's just going to go, and it seems to be heading to mid-wicket.
Yeah.
So maybe if they bring Hickford on for one more and they bowl to Boyington and he tries to put him mid-wicket, he could have his stump splattered. So time will tell.
Shannon now hits the crease. Up in the air. That's just a chip shot from Brett.
Got enough on it.
It's just such clever batting.
And that's Brett's first 4 and his first runs off the bat. Moves the score onto 16.
As you said, he just sort of just chipped it away, and
lifted
he
it
didn't
over.
he didn't slog it. He just really just placed it over the top of the fielder there, and that's why I say smart batting, because I think he knew exactly what he was doing really.
Score moves to 16. 1 ball left in Riley Shannon's second over. Lights in full effect now. We're at Cricket Club as he hits the stride now. Shannon. Brett drives on
what he
the
can
up,
do.
and a big drive, and that's gone all the way for 6. And the first 6 of this Northerners Cricket Club innings goes Joel Brett's way. He moves to 10.
He's just in a seriously good bit of form right now, Joel Brett. And if you bowl something that's hittable, it's going to get hit, and hit probably in that similar area over the fence. So he's looking the goods.
Well, he's the man who's got the ability to hit those boundaries, even from good balls.
Absolutely.
Just put that front pad out and whacked it. There's no one in terms of coverage out there. And all of a sudden, 10 off the last 2 balls, he's got the run rate up over 5.
15 off that over too.
Yeah, so look, an over ago, you've got a run rate of, 2 or 3. Now it's up to 5. A couple more overs like that from Joel Brett, and he brings Northerners right back into the game. I still think Katandra in control. But a couple more overs like that from Joel Brett, if he can get the strike a little bit more. Boyington just needs to play a role now. He can see what Brett can do. He just needs to turn the strike over. Get the ones early in the over and get Joel Brett to at least have 4 of the 6 balls.
Yep.
Well, they've gone against you here, Dig. They haven't given Hickford another over. They've brought Scott Richardson into the attack from the commentary box end, and his first ball comes to Boyington and straight onto the pads, and
Done his
Boyington just edges that. No edge on that. Leg buys into the leg side, and they get a single through. Moves to 23. Very good, classy player, this one, Dig.
Doesn't matter how you do it. He's just got to get down the other end and give Joel Brett as much exposure to the newish ball. Getting back to that 90-year anniversary, it's great. Like for the club, considering they've been in the competition for such a long time, never merged or anything like that. They've flown under the one banner. And we talk about Joel Brett. Look at the ability of just being able to pick that ball up off middle stump and whack it over deep mid-wicket. 1 bounce past the cones and another 4. His last 3 balls, 4, 6, 4.
I mean, he's
On
a sort
fire.
of. If he bats for sort of 10 of these overs, they could be halfway
Done.
over, way more than halfway there. Looking absolute goods, Joel Brett.
It's always 1 ball away, isn't it? It was similar to, don't want to harp on the big bash, but Darcy Short was in that sort of form, 35 off 21. If he stays in and gets 80, it's almost game over. They got him out, so he just has to stay there now, Joel Brett.
Richardson coming from the commentary box end now, hits the crease, bowls. Brett on the front foot, defends into the offside.
He's gone for all money, I thought.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother sliding the bat. He sort of just ran for hope.
If you can hit him, you've got me, he reckons. But no, you got that.
Score moves on to 28. Dig, we've just reached our highest viewers on the live stream since you've come on too. We're up to 116 watching live at the moment.
It's what JW didn't want to hear. I know he'd be perched up on his couch at the moment trying to rate the amount of viewers he got in comparison to me.
Richardson bowls now. Boynton on the back foot. Hits into the offside.
Fielding.
Good fielding. No run.
So what's going on there, Woodsy? How many we got? Is this... So this is current numbers, is it?
I don't know whether Reece can give us a running total. He's giving me the shake of the head. We're sitting at 121 live at the moment.
That just fluctuates. People
goes up and down, mate.
Yep. Fair enough.
Richardson, he'll hit the crease now. Bowls hit on the pad. Big appeal. Darren Young walks away and says, "Nah, not interested." And the wide throw, but Brett had backed up too far.
Well done to Nathan Hickey, just covering there.
Another leg bite to the total. Moves the score to 29.
So 7 off this over already. And how many balls left?
One to come.
One to go.
You're back on board with the scoreboard.
Mate, I've been on board.
He's the last 3 overs perfect. It was just that first over he was all over the shop, but now he's good to go.
It's my first time doing the scoreboard. Come on.
So, you know, once you're up in the box, it's anything goes, Alex.
It sure is. I'm learning that pretty quickly, but good. Glad to be here, boys.
Got to be able to have your wits about you.
Richardson bowls that last ball. Brett drops into the offside.
Perfect result for Northerners.
Absolutely.
He gets the single and he gets the strike.
Score moves on to 30 after 5 overs.
I think it's that 1 wicket down that's the crucial bit. They don't want it to be any higher, but as long as it's 1, the required run rate, you don't need to worry about it too much, because with Brett at the crease, as we saw closing the Riley Shannon over, it can really elevate quickly at the end of an over with a couple of boundaries. So look, not too much to worry about for the Jets right now. I reckon they'd be pretty comfortable with the way things are tracking.
Who's to come? What's your batting lineup, Woodsy, after...
You'd expect Mitch Brett.
Yep.
coming next, I reckon.
Tice Sidebottom.
So they're 2 quality bats.
Yep.
I know Tice Sidebottom, I played against him a few times. He's an absolute gun.
Tim Brett
batted 9 in the semi
he can belt them
recently, but...
Yep.
Who else we got? We got Trent Sidebottom that can also belt him.
Can hit him. No, they've got some hitters there. There's no doubt about it. Joel Brett can stick around and get himself a 40 or a 50. They're in with a big show.
Corey Hickford back into the attack now. And
he's living
they've given up there, and a slight misfield, and one will turn into 2. And gets Brett back on strike. Moves the score on to 32.
A harsh bounce there for that. I'm not quite sure who that Katandra player was there trying to cover.
I think that's Cleary.
Was it? Yeah, he got a bit of a harsh bounce, but...
I know it's Reardon, sorry. Cleary's on the other side.
Well, they're taking serious risks with the running. They're basically saying if you can hit the stumps, you've got my wicket. But it's going to pay off a lot of the time.
It's working at the minute.
Hickford, back of a length, dot ball. Brett can't get that away.
Good to see Andrew Reardon running around.
Had his battles with injuries.
Certainly has.
Absolutely. No, tracking well here, the Northerners. But look, I think the impressive thing about Brett is he's not just sort of looking for boundaries. He's very in control of this innings. 18 off sort of 13 odd. Well positioned here for a big one.
Hickford bowls. Brett plays onto the leg side. They only got a man out at deep mid wicket there. But with the 52-metre boundaries, they can only manage 1 before that man gets it in. Score moves on to 33. 3 balls left in Hickford's 3rd over.
They've still kept that man out at deep mid-wicket, even for Boynton, which I thought they might have dragged him up and try to squash him a little bit. I mean, Brett's got the ability to hit that ball out there for 1. You want him off strike if you're a Katandra supporter.
Hickford bowls again. Boynton pulls into the leg side. Man from mid on will come around, but can't stop the single.
I mean, there's a lot of men in tight on the offside, but they're basically saying if you can get it onto the leg side, there's a run there every time.
Single time.
And when you are happy to take 6 and over, it's a pretty attractive option, really.
Especially in the middle parts of this game. You know?
In 2020, in that sort of 5 to 10 over period, you're more than happy to take 6 and over.
Hickford now bowls. Brett tries that cut through 3rd man. Can't get a hold of it.
High risk, high reward shot, isn't it?
I'm not sure about that. I mean,
the boys love getting into me for that little dab shot that I used to always do. So he can get you out or you get 4. But
yeah, pretty much.
Considering they've got a 3rd man in place,
it's pretty risky.
Yeah.
So, Dig, you had a hit leading into this weekend, or you're just going to go straight
0
in?
Hits, and I can tell you, if you're an Undira listener, we've got one of our better outfits rolling around this weekend. Some names of yesteryear will be rolling up to Kyla Main on Saturday, Sunday. So looking forward to that, playing with a few guys that I haven't played with for quite some time. It's like almost our last hurrah.
Another good over from Corey Hickford. What's he got? 1 for 7 off 3.
Yep.
You'd certainly cop that from your quick bowler. You can get a hold of him in the T20, so you'll take that wicket.
Boys, just to interrupt you, just a bit of a cheerio to all the people watching in at Katandra. I believe the Katandra Recreation Reserve or the Katandra Footy Club were sitting up at the community centre up there having their Thursday night dinner, and there's a lot of people tuned in up at Katandra, so a cheerio to everybody who's watching and listening in up there.
Thanks, MVD. Feel free to chirp in a bit more, mate. Can't even see where he is at the moment.
No, he's around there at the footy, at the goalposts.
He doesn't mind
Snapping a
hiding,
few
MVD.
goals. Look at him, a few touches.
He's playing footy.
Scotty Richardson bowls. Brett hits that in the air. The man down at long on will come in and keep it to 1. Brett moves on to 21. The score on to 36 in this 7th over.
They've certainly got 2, 3. How many out? 3 out. So enough protection, especially on the long on side of the ground. But there's
clever
plenty of gaps. And Boynton's doing a job here for Northerners.
It's just like we say, if they want to keep taking a run and ball, just dab it to the leg side, and you'll get it every time. So,
But a runner ball nearly gets him there too.
it's getting them pretty close. It's only going to take a run and ball and a boundary every so often, and they'll be looking pretty good from here.
Richardson from the Midland Highway, end of the ground. Bowls. Brett, upish. The man will come round and take the catch. The big wicket of Brett.
Jeez.
He's out. A risky shot and paid the price, and he'll have to head back to the pavilion. He managed 21. But
Caught by Jed Wright, boys.
Caught by Jed Wright. Thank you, MVD. 21 is all he managed. And Scotty Richardson.
It's a massive out.
Massive out.
It really
The way he
just...
was cleanly hitting the ball.
Absolutely. It's his...
He didn't quite get that one, but...
Didn't get it, and it just swings the game just massively on that one moment. If he's able to keep prodding the ball around and controlling it, he can, as we said.
Getting into 60 or 70 for 2.
Absolutely, yeah. Now it's 2 for 37 with, I think, it looks like Mitch Brett heading in, if my eyes...
Wait for MVD to confirm it, but the pressure just goes on to the next bat now. He's really got no time to fiddle around. He's got to get into it. So it looks like Mitch Brett from mine, number 22.
22, Mitch Brett.
Yep. I just want to bring up a point too, Digger. You talk on Corey Hickford, a massive workload for him, and probably a couple others out there. Joel Brett, I think, is another one. Play tonight. Northerners in their scenario played Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday, Sunday game this weekend, and then off to country week.
That's ultra commitment. I mean, they're young, but I mean they've got jobs and they've got family and all that sort of stuff. So the commitment levels for cricket are certainly top notch from those boys. There's a single to Boynton brings Mitch Brett on strike for the first time this evening. The third man in place to start things off, and they've decided to keep a long on in as well. So some smart bowling here can keep it tight. Mitch Brett will look to try and get off the mark. They're going to drag mid-wicket up.
As we hear the CFA heading out to take their duties tonight. As Richardson comes in again, bowls. Hit on a big shout. Bit of confusion between the batsmen. They were ball watching.
2 noises perhaps. Maybe a little edge onto the pad. But Mitch Brett and Joel Brett, key members of the Premiership Bears winning team this year. They'll be looking to roll around again for season 2019. Looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
In the next couple of months, and maybe Woodsy might be able to join us, and Alex up in the box. We'll have a party.
Sure will.
Richardson bowls. Quick single from Brett, and they decide not to throw. So Brett's off the mark now with a single. Score moves to 39. And that's another over done and dusted, I think. 4 off that takes Richardson's 2 overs, 1 for 10. And score moves to 39 after 7.
It's about 5.5 the run rate. Just need to keep ticking it along. 100 now to win as well. So this middle partnership between Boynton and Mitch Brett, really important. Don't want to lose any more wickets in the next few overs. Sort of consolidate and then bring in a couple of big hitters towards the end and see if they can get the job done.
Well, that's absolutely right. What do they need, sort of? 7
100 off 13, 100 off 78, so
Spin into the attack, boys. Andrew Reardon from this Midland Highway end.
it's good at off-spin bowlers you'll get in this competition. Andrew Reardon, he is very difficult to get away, from what I can remember. I haven't seen him bowl for quite some time, but for many years in A-grade cricket, this guy is as good as it gets.
Reardon bowls. Brett forward, hits into the offside, no run.
Good start.
Sets the right field, he's got a long off, a long on, deep mid-wicket, so he's got plenty of protection if he does bowl a bad one, which is very rare.
Reardon bowls now. Brett plays into the leg side. Bit up in the air, but another dot ball.
Slowly
Very good start.
strangling the game a little bit with the likes of Reardon.
Reardon now, again for his third ball, bowls. Brett cover drives hard, slight misfield, but they'll get through for a single. Mitch Brett's second single.
Good bit of fielding, he did whack that quite
It was
hard.
good fielding. I felt like he was in a bit of trouble there, Mitch Brett. With I would have taken something special in the
Yeah, it
field
was
to
humming.
get him
Yeah.
out there, but
Update for you, the BBL game is concluded for the Hobart Hurricanes innings.
Score.
7 for 153.
Geez, they've done well. I wouldn't have said 130 when Short and Wade went so early. That one just misses the outside edge.
well, you wrapped up Reardon before he came on, and look, he's looking the goods so far. 4 pretty quality balls, I would have thought.
50 for McDermott in that BBL game too. As Reardon comes in. Boyington swings that. Half shout for stumping as we see the Zinger Bales light up.
Oh, gee, they look good in the
lights.
it just looks brilliant out there.
What a wonderful night though. We couldn't
it's
ask for a better
cracking off
night for cricket.
Alex, we just need to get the Zinger stumps going, and I think we'll be right, mate.
Oh, that'd be great. Let's I love it, man, MD. Get it happening.
It's good. Well, I'm trying to get in touch with Zing, but they're not listening to us. So.
Get those big bash ones, MVD from Rebel Sport, that light up in all the different colours, and they've also got some commentary to go with it as well.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Talk about stump mic and sledging to another level.
Yeah. So great over, first up over from Andrew Reardon, as tight as it gets. What was it, 1 or 2 off? 3 off.
And we've got Jed Wright coming in, boys, so this will be an interesting phase of the game
Really
as well.
trying to put the clamps on. Jed, another quality bowler, another quality cricketer. Can bowl a couple loose ones here and there. So they've just got to make sure, if you're a Northerners fan, that they can get them away.
You got to watch that first ball. If he does get a bloke out, you got to watch that first ball. I'm led to believe apparently he bowls the wrong one every single time, a new batter comes in to face him. That's what I've been told.
That just sounds like classic sort of reverse psychology, because now you think
Leggy first
well,
up.
leggy
the
first, but then if
ball.
you're thinking that, then he should do it's all a bit much for me, but probably just keep it simple, Jed. Go the leggy.
Is that why you're on that side of the commentary box, is it, Alex?
There's a lot of reasons why I'm on this side of the commentary box, and that is certainly one of them.
Hey, I heard you guys say that McDermott made some runs. Apparently Tyler Marth kicked him out of his Supercoach points team at that.
Don't tell me Tyler's tweeting about his Supercoach team
not again.
Oh, you got to mute him, I reckon.
Right comes in. That one just worked down to a shortish third man.
Was it a wrong one, MVD?
Nah,
No, that was
it was
a
a
leggy.
leggy.
That was a stock
it was-
standard leggy.
Boyington's been in for a while, so you'd think you go with the leggy first up.
Boynton probably needs to get a bit of a move on too. 10 not out at the minute. Down leg side and wide called. Wide. Good work by the umpire. Good work by the keeper as well to take that and get the bails off so quickly. Always tough ones down the leg side.
Tell you what, leg side packed field here, boys, as well at the moment. We've got a backward square, straightish mid-wicket, long on, deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. To right.
Oh, a real wide one there. Boynton just gets a bit of wood on it, and they'll sneak through for a single.
Take any run they can get at the minute.
Score moves to 43 for Northern's Cricket Club. As we see Boynton, he moves to, what does that say, 12, does it? I can't see that far, 10.
Not a breath of air outside. Oh, Jed Wright, he's got the ability to do that. Get the big wicket at the right time.
Gee, it's a big
And
wicket.
that was the wrong one too, boys.
And Mitch Brett just laid right back and tried to cut that one through cover. And Wright has bowled him.
Long way back now, I reckon. 3 for 43. Needed another 96.
Yeah.
It's going to
Under
take
the
something big
cosh.
from, it's going to take something big from Boynton, I reckon, now.
Yeah, or Tyson Sidebottom.
Tyson
if he's
Sidebottom.
next. He's got the ability and the talent, there's no question of that, but he doesn't have many overs to work with.
No, it really doesn't. Gee, that's a massive wicket from right to... we've talked about how good a form Joel Brett's been in. Mitch's
Both
been
Brett
pretty
boys
good.
are their key, so...
Absolutely, and
they're
they've got rid of
shed
him.
now.
Only get 8 overs of Brett really is... well, look, it's huge. It's definitely advantage Katandra for mine. I don't think that's going out on a limb, though.
No. Boundaries now. Just to swing the pendulum back Northerners' way is what's needed, but at the moment Katandra have the sleeper hold going.
And they've turned the tables too. After 5 overs, Northerners were 4 runs in front of the past score, boys. At this current point in time, or after 9 overs, we've got Katandra 14 runs in front.
So they must have got a big over then somewhere along the line.
Ty Sidebottom is an MVD.
Yeah, I believe so. Just trying to pick up a number here, boys, but I can't quite at this point in time.
Pretty sure it is.
Right now, first ball will be the wrong one again.
Not much bounce there. It's
No,
pretty
kept
flat
low.
through the air and sort of flat through to the key, about halfway up the stumps. That windsock not doing anything, so
Nah, no breath,
Perfect
no
night.
wind at all out here, boys.
Right, again, inside edge there. Side bottom. Quick single. And he's off the mark now. Score moves to 44.
ideally Boynton needs to see it right through the 20 if he can. Get the odd boundary where he can. Turn the strike over and give Ty Sidebottom as much as he can. But someone's going to have to step up.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be these two.
Right now, from the middle end, highway end, bowls and tight leave outside off by Boynton.
Gee, it's a pretty tight leave. I mean, it's not a test match.
It's a varnish or two.
I can have a hit at that one next time. But look,
9 overs gone.
Yep.
3 for 44 Boynton on 10. Tyson Sidebottom 1 not out.
well, what a couple of overs of spin they got. You know, they got the first over of Reardon went for I think 2, and then Jed Wright's 1 for 3 off his over. So just really changed it up with the spin and.
And if they can do 8 overs, they get 4 overs each, Alex. So if they get 8 overs,
absolutely,
that wins them the game.
Reardon will start another over. Full ball, side bottom rocks forward, drives, throw comes in. Oh, that was definitely out if that hit.
Direct hit, he's gone by.
gone for all money.
But even I reckon, boys,
Exactly.
if Reardon had to pick that up and managed to
Still
get that, I reckon he's still gone too.
Yep.
Heads went back here with the Katandra boys. It's close.
He's had a few lives, Boynton, with his running. Sorry, it was Tyson Sidebottom doing the running there. He would have been in trouble. Boynton on strike now.
Bit of a lull in proceedings. Reardon's ready to go though. As he comes in now to Boynton, bowls. Boynton
There it is.
goes down the wicket and the stumps, the zinger bails are up. And another wicket falls for Northerners here.
He felt the need to go over the fence with that one and missed it completely. And look, Reardon just puts it on the wickets every time.
He's absolutely killing him. This spin is it has changed the game. Absolutely changed it. And oh look, it's very tough to see the Jets getting back into it from here. I mean, I suppose they've still got Sidebottom out there, but gee, they're losing wickets far too quickly at the moment.
Did Reardon throw that up one outside off stump there, boys? Throw that up nicely outside the off stump?
Yeah,
I reckon he did.
Because he just before that, he pushed the straight mid wicket back to a deep straight mid wicket, and it looked as if to say, "Go on, take one out through the leg side," and he threw it up. Must have thrown it up outside the off stump and brought it back nicely between the gate.
Gave him a carrot and he just couldn't take it.
Well, that's exactly
I
right.
didn't realise Damien Fleming, the bowler, just was here tonight.
Well, you
he's
can
just-
do what you can, eh?
He's doing-
MVD's picking up everything.
and he's doing slow laps at the minute.
Well, that's all I can do.
Very
at this
slow.
point.
You're trying to get the steps up on your Fitbit, MVD.
Yeah, very much so, mate. Very much so. That's why I put you guys up there and I'm out here. I need leg fitness for the weekend.
Killing 2 birds.
That's exactly right.
How many goals you snagged down there?
None. I'm on the other end of the ground at the moment. Town end.
Oh, yeah.
3 schnitz wraps though have gone.
No, 2. Only 2.
2, right.
With thanks to the sponsors.
Beautiful.
That's something where you got to pick up, Dig. J-Double's all over the sponsors. We need you to pick up the sponsors, please.
Yeah, what have we got? We got
Thank you.
schnitz.
Schnitz,
beautiful
we got
handmade
Bad Head.
pan
We're
still eating the
from schnitzel.
Well, guess
Well,
what? Some people are taking them home
Spiel
too.
here with ants-infested sponsor sheet. But
Well, that's because we're eating the sponsor's product.
Hutchins now is the new batsman by the looks of it.
Trent Herbert even.
Herbert, is it?
I do get my hair cut at Vab Hairdressing.
Sorry,
so
Herbert.
Get down to Vab and see Victor, 58214588. Book yourself in for a haircut. And
Herbert.
Aussie Hotel as well.
Second ball, rocks forward.
Is it 8 or a 6, boys?
I thought it was 6,
I
but
thought it was 6.
I think it is a 6. Apologies.
Lloyd Payne's got the binoculars on.
Trent Herbert, is it?
I don't know.
If it's
Ex-old students player too.
if it's a 6, it's Hutchins, which Woodsy would be correct in.
I reckon that's Herbert.
Yeah, I reckon it is too.
Yeah, Herbert.
Lloyd Payne, unbelievable scoreboard operator here at Marupna, boys.
That's a nice shot. Very cute indeed. Down to third man. I'll turn for 2. They should get it quite easily. Hickford, or is it Shannon, tosses it back into the keeper.
2 to Herbert. He's finally off the mark.
Probably the first multiple runs for a while, other than a single. And that's the over, boys. We've gone 10.
Yep, that's 10 done and dusted.
47 for 4. So just under 5 the run rate. They needed over 7 to begin with.
And they can have 4 outside the
Something big's going to have to happen here.
They need 90 runs, boys, of the last 10.
Can they do it, MVD?
With the way that Wright and Reardon are bowling at the moment, no. Again, something's going to have to change very quickly and very drastically if that was to happen at this point in time. But it happened last week as well. Marupna played Northerners in the 2020 under lights here last Thursday in the lower grade, and Marupna brought spin on, and Northerners struggled to get it away.
Right bowls now. Front foot. Defence from side bottom. No run. MVD, I thought you were on player interviews tonight. I don't think there's too many player interviews going on at the town end of the ground.
No, there's not. I'm trying to find one or two. I might try and see if I can snag a Brett. How's that?
You could even get a player while he's on the field, a Katandra player.
Yeah, just jump on MVD.
You know, like they do on the Big Bash, they mic them up. You're just the person that has to stand next to them.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. You reckon that'll go down real well?
What are your chances of jogging in with them when they've got to pick the ball up?
None. I would try and get Scott Richardson, but we know he doesn't want to talk to us, so that's fine.
Jed Wright from the commentary box end of Marupna.
It's just you, MVD. He talks to me on a Saturday night at the Aussie.
Oh, well,
one of our great sponsors.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Although Rito has just come out towards deep mid-wicket for me. So I might see what I can see.
Yeah, I reckon you're every chance. He loves the microphone, Rito.
Oh, he does.
Right bowls. Herbert.
Can't be leaving them. I know it's just a good ball, but something's got to happen. Got to just find a way to tick that scoreboard over, even if it's a 1.
Right again from the commentary box end. Oh, is that the wrong one?
Oh, yeah, it's bowled him.
It has bowled him. It has bowled him.
Is that the wrong one?
Oh, I just think it was...
No, I think it was a quicker leggy.
Leggy, yep. And
takes off stump.
He's tried to drag that one through mid-wicket and clean nutted. Trent Herbert falls to Jed Wright, who's got 2 wickets now.
2 for 4 off 10 balls. That's pretty tidy figures in a T20.
And the thing is, he's just going to put in the right areas, and in this situation when you've just got to go, mistakes are going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what these spinners have done. They've really tightened the screws, put the pressure right on, and look, as you say, look, they're good balls, and you want to leave them. And if it's a 2-day, you're going to leave them. But when you need 9 and over, even more now, you do have to play a rash shot, and that's what can happen against quality bowling.
Alex, how many people in the fantasy had Jed Wright in their fantasy team, do you know?
A lot, a good sort of 80 to 90%, but most had him as captain. That's the big thing. So this week was all about finding an obscure captain. That's why I went with Hadley Surrett.
That was a good... he hasn't bowled yet, which is surprising.
That's why I'm a bit worried about.
Is he off the ground?
Well, yeah, is he?
Or is he deep square leg? That's the only place I could look at this point.
You've got the advantage of being down at ground level. You just need to work around there and find out, MVD.
I'll figure it out.
Beautiful nut there by Jed Wright. Up for the appeal. Would have been first baller there.
Yeah, Tim Brett nearly went first ball.
Just ask Scotty while you're walking around. He'll soon tell you whether he's on the ground or not.
Fair enough. Would have thought he would have bowled by now.
Yeah, me too. That's why I had him as captain.
There's a nice single there by Tim Brett out to deep square leg. End of the over there from Jed Wright, boys.
11 down.
11 down, 5 for 49. Looks like Andrew Reardon back to bowl another over.
Yeah, that's
Cheerio to all the Carra boys that are out here tonight. Hope they're having a good time.
Katandra looking to
No,
really
that's all right, Scotty. That's Chewy.
tighten the screws by leaving Reardon and Ride on and probably just finish off both sets of 4 overs and get the job done. So Reardon from the commentary box end of the ground starts his run up. And Brett whacks that one through cover. That should get there comfortably. So a handy 4 there to Tim Brett, much needed for the Jets.
Brings up the 52.
First boundary in a little while. At least 6 or 7 overs or more.
And just for those listening, and an update, MVD doesn't have to follow around. Hadley Surratt isn't on the field. He's got more important things to deal with tonight. And so he's ducked off, and the 12th man, which is Clayton Simpson's, onto the ground.
Oh,
Hit on the pad, gone back.
Reckon it was plum.
just suited right through that one, nice and quick, skidded.
Tim Brett's on his way back to the sheds.
3 wickets for Jed Wright. They're losing them quite quickly now, Northerners. They're in a real spot of bother. 6 for 53. And
it was Reardon, wasn't it?
Reardon, yeah.
Reardon, sorry.
You're right, Reardon, the 2 for 9 I've got him at. So, look.
Just skidded through.
Absolutely skidded through. And this spin bowling has been the story of the game, really. I mean, the batting from Katandra was impressive and at least above par, but the bowling has been sublime, a real A+. And look, I can't see how the Jets would win from here.
Have you boys found the team batting first generally wins more in these local T20 competitions, or is that sort of an untapped stat at the moment, Woodsy?
I would probably agree with you there. I think batting first is probably the key locally around here at the moment. So
we'll crunch the numbers on it for you next week and really see if batting first has been the sort of the statistical trend in the T20. But I tend to agree with you. Yeah,
look out for that article in the Shep News.
Oh, that's me Monday morning taken care of. That's good.
Zane Newbound is the new batsman for Northerners Cricket Club. And he'll face Andrew Reardon for his 3rd ball, his 3rd over.
And looking for his 3rd wicket.
Yeah, and dropped into the offside.
Good run that, boys. Really good run that.
Newbound, he'll get through for his first run. Score moves to 54.
Field shuffles around now for the right-hand bat, which is Tyson Sidebottom. Hasn't faced many balls. I don't know if you're counting balls there, Alex. But he's been out there a little while, but wouldn't have faced too many.
No, only six balls, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe five balls. There you go.
Reardon bowls.
Quicker one.
And that's into the leg side. I think a fair bit of pad involved in that one. And no, a bit of bat in it then. And that's a single there to Ty Sidebottom. Score moves on to 55. There's Reardon, top of his mark again. Bowls now to Newbound. Newbound steps inside and pulls that on the leg side. And can't stop the single. Newbound gets his 2nd run, 56 a score. MVD, I don't know whether you're listening at the moment, but your tip for man of the match from this position, if you were to go now?
As the next ball from Reardon, it is skied and right on the boundary line, taking a very good catch there to get rid of, I think that was Sidebottom, wasn't it, boys?
Correct.
No, very good there.
Nathan,
by
catch up.
Andrew Reardon. What's that, 3 for Rito?
Yeah, 3 for 12 he's got, I reckon.
So 3 each from the spinners?
3 each from the spinners.
No, 3 and 2.
Yeah, 3 for Reardon.
And Jed's got 2?
Yep.
Okay.
And Luke Nolan had 32. Reardon had 37. I reckon Rito's going to...
No, even hose, wouldn't he?
Would be quite possibly on the way to winning the Man of the Match award.
Good catch too by Nathan Hickey under the lights. Doesn't know exactly where the cones and the line... Well, there's not much of a line there, but... in terms of where the cones are measured up, took it, had a look down, it was well inside.
Yep.
So Sidebottom goes, needed to go a little bit harder to get it over the fence. And Northerners are in deep trouble.
Well, even if they had more than 3 wickets in hand, they still need 10 and over.
Correct.
10 plus, so look, it's, don't want to say it's over, because you never know, but very, very tough to see it from here.
Trent Sidebottom, the new batsman for Northerners. He'll join Newbound, who's 2 not out. And try to put some wheels at least on this Northerners ship, and at least see if we can get through to that 20 over mark and see how much of a game we can make of this.
So with Hazeman Shield sort of being wrapped up in the next few weeks, boys, you think Katandra will go on and will they at least contest the grand final, you would have thought?
Yeah, you would have thought. I mean, look, we'll just get through this.
Strong side.
Shot.
Back to back.
Yeah, look, you could certainly see them in the final. I think Numurka's probably the one that's going to be in there with them, and would obviously be the grand final rematch there. But look, it's Liam Gladwell's 200th this weekend for the record, boys, and I think he's someone who's desperate for premiership glory. So
he's been there a long, long time.
I think to see Numurka back there would be a really good story again.
Well forward there from Sidebottom, dot ball. I think Numurka's got to put it together though. Like they've had those few off weeks recently.
Yep.
Like we saw Timmy Arnell take 10 for in that match, but actually in that match when they were batting first, I think they were in all trouble. I think they were 7 for 60 or something in that position. As Sidebottom sweeps well, and the chase will come here, and they'll probably cut it off just before it rolls over the boundary. But I think it's 2 leg buys to the total. But yeah, Numurka they've got the class right the way through that lineup, but I think
they get the revenge from last year?
Yeah, they can beat anyone. I reckon
on their day, yeah. It's about putting it together though.
Yeah, as right bowls, Sidebottom comes down, flicks into the leg side.
What about Central Park? I mean, they've obviously got a stack of young talent that is
really good talent.
As you say about Numurka, about being able to beat anyone today, I think Central Park can also do the same thing. Have they got an experienced enough core there to take that younger group to the grand final?
Well, they've proven by winning the one-day final, and that's what the nerves aren't such an issue. So
no,
I think
absolutely
they get in there. Sometimes that youthful exuberance can be a good thing.
Absolutely.
So certainly wouldn't in Central Park. I mean, how can you ever question them in finals? They're as good as it gets. So and they've still got a few of the old heads.
Yeah, Rum took.
Brendan Scott.
What did Rum take last week? 4, 5, up and about. So
whilst those guys are in there playing alongside the juniors, they're every chance.
No, absolutely.
Right again, a bit short of that one, just plugged into the ground in the second, third pitch and picked up by the keeper. Another dot ball, and the game is just floating away from Northerners. There is only how many overs left, boys, now?
7 to come. And what,
70 odd, 78.
61, 78 to get, it's creeping up to that nearly, what?
It's 11 and over.
That's very good maths.
Yeah, back to your point back there. I think Numurka is the best side on
You're
paper.
tipping the Blues?
If they can put it together, I reckon it's definitely Numurka Katandra grand final for me.
And whether they can turn the tables,
That's the thing, I reckon, Numurka's got everything on paper that can...
It just becomes a mental game.
Exactly. Katandra have that mental bar up from last year.
But it's hard to go back to back, typically in sport, isn't it? I mean, you've just,
Unless you're Kai Abram.
Well, yes, correct. But
Katandra
I suppose
had to lose one the year before to win one. So
that's right. It can be a...
Sometimes you have to experience a bit of pain before you get that.
That's right. And I think that's probably why I'm leaning towards Numurka at the moment. But look, there's more than just the 2 dangerous sides, I think.
Reardon bowls. Newbound hits into the leg side. The 12th man's on the ground.
Good fielding, good catch.
And
who's the young fella with the blonde locks there?
Clayton Simpson is the 12th man dig.
Beautiful catch. I had me doubts whether he'd only get there or not, but he did.
Well, he got there beautiful.
Yeah, and he took it knee high.
We'll just start. What's the word? Let's get the engraver to start engraving Andrew Reardon on that best on ground medal, because he's got 4 wickets. Is
4
that
for now and a 30 odd, so that's enough for mine.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Just a comprehensive performance from Katandra, though. I mean, they've just been dominant with the ball, but the batting was excellent too. This has been a strong performance with bat and ball.
Big thanks to our sponsors, of course, Schnitz, Vab Hairdressing and the Aussie Hotel. Get down and support our sponsors. Without them, broadcasts and Facebook Lives and these sorts of things just don't happen. As Adam Watkins in the truck has just mentioned how he just can't handle any more Schnitz. He's had that much. He is just devouring it as we speak, but he's had enough. But fantastic from the sponsors getting on board for a game that really is a 3-hour broadcast, and they've got on board as the locals like to do it year in, year out here in Cricket Shepparton, and of course when we call the Golden Valley League as well. Plenty of our sponsors fantastic to get us to air.
Single to side bottom. That's Trent that runs through, takes the score 62. The new batsman out there, Josh Sidebottom. The old Twigmeister will have to face Reardon, who will close second last ball of his fourth over here in what a man of the match figures really, as he bowls, and Sidebottom cuts in the air. Bit of confusion.
Done better there. Nice.
And there's a misfield now, and they will quite easily sneak through for a single, and Sidebottom gets off the mark, but
even an underarm there, Woodsy would have done the job. He would have been 3 lengths out.
Comedy of errors there, really.
Anyway, they're in a commanding position, so it's not going to matter. How are we looking big bash-wise over there?
Stars
batting.
1 for 15.
Chasing.
154. As Reardon closes out this.
There it is.
And he's bowled.
Pfeiffer.
Gee, this has just been a
Michelle.
masterclass.
8 for 63. And the game is all but over.
9 for
9
for 63, yep.
Apologies.
No,
Just
you're
waited for that button to get clicked over, but it is 9 down for 63. So the game for mine happened when Joel Brett, Mitch Brett, that little passage of play earlier in the innings was the moment that Northerners had when Joel Brett hit 4-6-4. You thought the pendulum was starting to swing their way. He had to stay in. Mitch Brett needed to give him some support along with Boyington and these sort of guys. And then the likes of a Tyson Sidebottom and Tim Brett could get you some boundaries, and that was where Northerners were going to win the game. Unfortunately, it's unravelled.
Look at the scorecard. You've obviously got the 21 Brett, the 10 at Boynton, but then 2, 2, 4, 2, 5. No one's getting out of single figures. No one's getting above 5. So, look, comprehensive. It's obviously not going to happen from here for the Jets.
They've got the luxury now of bringing on Pudge Nichols just to ice the game.
Number 11 is Grant Hutchins out there. Andrew Reardon's figures 4 overs, 5 for 14. Is that big shout from Pudge Nichols first ball.
Might have been the fairy tale.
He went back to that one. And big shout. Darren Young says no, thank you.
Even Nathan Hickey shaking his head. Could not believe it.
Nichols now bowls.
There it is.
And that's all over. All she wrote here at the 2020 Grand Final. Katandra go back to back. Oh no, sorry. They took it out last year, I think. Off the top of my head.
No, Clay did. They make up for last year's defeat.
Yeah, sorry, I've made a meal of that.
You're right, mate. No,
They've made it happen with that, haven't they? They lose one and they win one.
That's right. They love bouncing back Katandra, and they've done just that tonight in a very, very impressive display.
Very much so.
My stint, very short one comparison to JW. That was not the greatest batting display from Northerners, but it is a final. It is T20 cricket. It's a bit of hit or miss. If it works out, that middle part, then that score gets chased down. But what can happen is that the wickets fall quite rapidly, and that's exactly what happened. They would have lost a heap of wickets in those last 5 or 6, like in terms of the amount of runs.
Yeah.
Not sure we've got a breakdown in terms of fall of wicket. As the players catch up now and shake each other's hands. It's always a great tradition when the game of cricket is finished, and congratulations to Katandra Cricket Club on winning the T20 final for 2019.
While you're sitting there, mate.
Sponsors?
I was just going to say, do you want to give us a quick read through of our sponsors, mate?
I can do that. This is straight from the piece of paper that I've got here. Big thank you to Schnitz. From humble beginnings in 2007, Schnitz has grown from one restaurant to over 70 Australia-wide today. Our sole aim is to keep bringing you the benchmark in schnitzel making. To do that, we will continue to combine culinary tradition with modern methods, the freshest ingredients Australia has to offer, and a commitment to make every schnitzel to order. So head on down to one of our newest stores at 124, 126 Fry Street, Shepparton, and fall in love with schnitzel all over again. Or to book or order for a gathering, head to the website www.schnitz.com.au or call 4700 2140, or even better, I think, head down and get a fresh schnitzel, because they are sensational. Vab Hairdressing, it's our job to make you look and feel fantastic. To book an appointment, feel free to contact them on Facebook under Vab Hairdressing, or call the salon on 5821 4588. That number, 5821 4588. Vab Hairdressing, 133 Maud Street, Shepparton. A big thank you to you, Victor, and the gang down at Vab for sponsoring the broadcast tonight and the stream. The Aussie Hotel, late trading tonight for all tennis players from Country Week. Open, can you believe it, boys? Open to 3 a.m. Will be a great time to have with everyone. The Aussie Hotel is one of Shepparton's premium venues and is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week with fantastic food and great service. And don't forget that they offer the best entertainment every Friday and Saturday night. If you're interested in learning any more about what we offer, would like to book a function or just a table for lunch or dinner, give us a call on 5821 4011. That number again, 5821 4011. Big thank you to Schnitz. Massive thank you to Vab Hairdressing and the Aussie Hotel, our sponsors for tonight's live stream and broadcast on 98.5 1FM, which is always live and as local as you'll get it.
Dig, we might just head straight back to the top. Katandra won the toss, elected to bat, and they finished their 20 overs, 7 for 138. And Ben Cleary, he was out for 6. Nolan, 32. Jed Wright, 5. Hadley Surratt, 18. Andrew Reardon, who we think we might see with a man of the match medal shortly, he got 37. Richardson, 14. Ireland, run out for 9. Hickey, he was not out, 9. To the bowlers, there was only 5 bowlers used for Northerners. Josh Sidebottom, he finished with 2 for 20 from his 4. Zane Newbound, 1 for 30 off his 4. Joel Brett, 1 for 36. 1 for 22 to Trent Sidebottom, and 1 for 27. And then we head to Northerners' innings, which was pretty average to watch. Northerners all out for 63. The only real shining lights was Joel Brett, 21. Besides that, we had Davidson, 2, Boynton, 10, Brett, 21, Mitch Brett, 2, Ty Sidebottom, 4, Herbert, 2, Tim Brett, 5, Zane Newbound, 3, Trent Sidey, 3, Josh Sidebottom, 1, Hutchins was not out, 0. Hickford, he took 1 for 7 off 3, none for 16 for Shannon off 2. Scott Richardson, 1 for 10 off 2. Reardon, he took 5 for 14 off his 4 overs.
Super effort, that.
3 overs for Jed Wright. He took 2 for 8, and Nichols bowled 2 balls, and he got 1 for nothing. Finished it at 10 for 63. We might take this opportunity. Dig, are you going to stick around, or are you taking off?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Dig, thanks for your time tonight,
Thanks,
mate.
boys, for inviting me up. Much appreciated.
And we'll see you in the footy season,
Welcome
mate.
to the Mooroopna Recreation Reserve, and thank you very much for turning up to the Aiden Blizzard Trophy T20 Grand Final. Congratulations to both the teams who made it. Thanks very much to the Mooroopna Cricket Club for the facilities, and to Council for the wonderful job that they always do on the grounds. As per normal with games of cricket, there's a team that wins, there's a team who comes second, and unfortunately Northerners, good effort to get where they got to, but didn't quite get there. I can get their captain, Mitch Brett, just to come forward and have a couple of quick words.
Just like to thank the boys. Well done to Katandra. Obviously, far too good tonight and very deserving winner. Thanks to our boys for the commitment for the 4 nights. I know it's hard after work and stuff like that, but thank you for the effort. Thanks to the league for running the event, and obviously to Mooroopna tonight, a fantastic venue. Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch. Okay, we've got a couple of trophies and medals to hand out, and the first one is for the T20 Player of the Year. As everyone is aware, it was named in honour of Brian Doyle, a great cricketer within Cricket Shepparton. So the Brian Doyle medal for the 2020 Player of the Year. Unfortunately, the winner can't be here. He's off playing hockey for Australia somewhere down in Melbourne. They got done tonight. But his dad, Peter Holland, is here. Congratulations to Connor Holland, the winner of the Brian Doyle medal. Thanks, Gator. And I'd like to call to the table Aiden Blizzard, the man who the trophy is named after. We're going to start with the medals for the umpires. So if Darren Young and Jim Evans can come forward, thank you. Aiden will present you with your medals. And the best player in the final, as voted by the umpires, is the Ian Sartori medal. So Liz will be pretty rapt to be handing out a medal named after one of his great mates. The Ian Sartori medal for the best player on the ground with 5 wickets is always pretty hard to go past. Got a couple of runs as well from Katandra Cricket Club, Andrew Reardon.
First of all, bad luck to the Salgarutna boys. You're a great club, great team, so good luck in the finals later on in the year. To our boys, great work. We've had a really good season as a whole. The T20s are no exception. I'd like to thank the league for their promotion and their running of the event. It's been really good. To 1FM as well to promote tonight within the region. Thank you to them. And to Aiden as well, and Ian Sartori, who's a guy I've grown up with and one of my idols. It's great to win that medal on behalf of him. Other than that, yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Okay, now we get to the medals for the players. Can I call up the Katandra captain, Luke Nolan, please? We'll get a real long speech here. Off.
Firstly, thank you to the Marupna Cricket Club for hosting the final. They're great facilities and it's always a pleasure to play here. To the sponsors and everyone involved at Cricket Shepparton who go to the trouble of running the event. I think it goes from strength to strength each year and it's something we all enjoy playing in. Thanks to the Northerners boys for the game. It's played in good spirit and we'll see you again on Saturday, Sunday. And congratulations to my boys. Make my job pretty easy and yeah, thank you. First up, Ben Cleary. Rito. Jed. Ray. Yeah, I don't want to. Scotty. Nathan. Corey. Shed. Pudgy. And Clay.
And just call Aiden over. Aiden, we've played the 2020 trophy, the Aiden Blizzard Cup for a couple of years now. It's the first time we got back. How does it feel to be handing out a trophy named after yourself?
A little surreal and a little humbling, to be brutally honest. I've played against quite a few of the Northerners boys and also Rito here, so it hasn't really sunk in. I haven't had really much of an opportunity to reflect on my career, but to be back in Shepparton, I love Shepparton. I love everything it's done for me, and I'm loving the opportunity to come back and respect where I came from, but also to support these guys who are here putting on a show tonight, but also being midweek cricket. When I was growing up, I didn't really have an opportunity to go out and watch this level of cricket as a youngster. So where cricket's taken me, I'm very grateful for, but also to be able to come back and to present these guys and show respect to the pathway that I came through is something special, and it's something that I'll endeavour to do every year if I can. So yeah, look, it's not about me tonight, it's about these guys, but I just really appreciate the opportunity to come back here and be a part of cricket in Shepparton, and there's a bit of history that hopefully is created with the T20 comp. It's where cricket's going. So congratulations, guys, but thank you again for putting it on a weeknight. I know that it's challenging, but for people to get to come down and have a look, they normally don't get that opportunity on a Saturday or a Sunday, so keep getting behind it.
No worries at all. Thanks very much, Aidan, for coming down, and there's the trophy. Have the honour to hand that to Luke Nolan. And congratulations, Katandra Cricket Club.
Well, there we go. Presentations done and dusted out here on the ground. Joined by Alex Mitchell still. And what we expected,
all right,
Alex.
ladies and gents, that wraps up the presentation. Thanks again to 1FM. Thanks to all the 1FM presenters who made way to allow the broadcast to go on tonight. Thanks to all the sponsors of the night tonight, to both cricket clubs who put up a great performance, and to Mooroopna Cricket Club for the facilities. We will see you all come Hazeman Shield final. Thank you.
Just when I thought he was done, he kept going. But Alex, probably what we expected with, of course, Andrew Reardon taking out the Man of the Match award.
Absolutely, with 37 and a 5 for in a final is a look. It's not a bad 2020 innings in 2020 game in at any level. It's amazing figures, and look, they wouldn't have won without him tonight, or they might have. They were that on top, but just a great display.
What do you think this does for Katandra Cricket Club coming into that Hazeman Shield final season? Really,
well, it's obviously a huge confidence boost, but they're just becoming this side like a real power. Every time they go into a final now, a high pressure game, the belief for Katandra must be just through the roof. That they're winning. That they're just stacking the trophy cabinet full at the moment, full of silverware. So look, I think it does plenty for them.
Well, we're out on the ground at the moment. MVD's just making proceedings. We might head to a very quick ad break, and the three of us will come back on field shortly with a couple player interviews. So we'll be back straight after this ad break. Welcome back to Mooroopna Recreation Reserve, where Katandra have walked away with the 2020 Premiership.
The Aidan Blizzard Cup.
Aidan Blizzard Cup, and we're joined by the man of the match, Andrew Reardon. Congratulations, Andrew. Solid performance. You absolutely turned it on tonight, and really probably even contribution from the whole side. But once again, you took away the man of the match award, but really even performance.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, it was obviously a great night. We've been playing well all year, like I mentioned before. And yeah, tonight was no real different. Everyone played their part, and at times some people had to step up and bowl well or have a partnership for a few overs. Yeah, we did that. So, yeah, it was obviously a big win, but it felt tighter out there, and we just got away with it in the end.
Absolutely, mate. You're obviously a club that's having quite a bit of success at the moment. A very consistent club, getting to the pointy end of various seasons. What does the 2020 title sort of mean to the boys?
Yeah, fair bit. Yeah, we got done last year against Kyabram, and when you go out there and play a final, you want to win every time, regardless of what it is. But T20 cricket's now the future, really. Everyone loves it. I love it. I love watching Big Bash. The kids love it, and I think we're going to play more and more of it in later years. So you might as well get good at it. Yeah.
What was the back home? There was a fair few people watching back at the Katandra Community Centre. Obviously, everyone tuning in there, and obviously training still went ahead as normal. But obviously, you could feel the support all the way from Katandra.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know how many people would have been training. We've only got 2 teams at our club at the moment. We're struggling a little bit for numbers. Obviously, we've got a bit of quality at the top, but we're a great community out there, and there's this premiership and all the wins we do for the community. We get supported really well on the weekends and Thursday nights, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people down there tonight watching the live stream. Yeah. How
does this set you up? We've got 2 more rounds left before the Hazeman Shield finals. What does this win and this momentum mean coming into such an important time of the year?
Oh, it means a bit, yeah. Like any time, come finals, you know what it's like. If you can put runs on the board and and pressure up like we did out there tonight. You know, dot balls and build that pressure and make them feel like they need to get on with it a bit more than they do is important. Yeah, we're bowling and batting well at the moment, supporting each other. Everyone's playing their role.
And what was it actually like out there? Like, obviously you weren't quite well with bat and ball in hand, but what was the conditions like out there?
Yeah, really good conditions, I thought. Yeah, I'd love to be playing finals here.
Like how you look at me there.
Yeah, no, it really was. It was the road. Like, there was no turn. I hardly got one to turn there when I was bowling. I think that was the reason why I got a few wickets. They were playing for turn, but batting out there, it was pretty true wicket. And if we did play a final there, 100 overs, naturally it would deteriorate a bit and become a harder to bat on. But yeah, like the lights obviously really good that are new here, scoreboard, beautiful ground, and yeah, great pitch. I can't complain.
No, I don't know how much longer we've got, but look, there's a few people in the comment section saying there might be a few sickies for the Katandra boys tomorrow. We've got to get back there, but what are you thinking, mate? A few quiet ones?
Yeah, you're right. A few mentions of the deck already. I think it might be Valentine's night there. We've got
the Aussie as well.
Aussie Hotel, major sponsor, open till 3 a.m. tonight.
The Aussie, I mean, yeah, they're a great club. Paul down there. Might head into the Jack's Bar and have a few quiet ones there. Steve Powson, your boss, if he's listening, I wouldn't mind having the day off. But yeah, no, yeah, we'll celebrate. We've obviously got a double header on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We're playing Northerners again, so we've got a fair bit of cricket coming up. But yeah, always good to win games.
And just as we let you go, a couple of the boys have been selected in Melbourne Culture Week. Must be pretty happy for them. I think Scott Richardson one, Corey Hickford another.
Yeah.
And Luke Nolan?
Yeah, Luke Nolan and Corey. I've got a feeling Scott, our POM, might be withdrawing. I've got a feeling. I got told that, but I haven't actually talked to him. But yeah, obviously Luke and Corey, they're our probably two best players in the top 4 or 5 in the league. I reckon Luke, dominant keeper bat, and Corey, as you would have watched out tonight, not many can hit him in our comp at the moment. He's a bit unfortunate not getting the figures, but yeah, he's going well.
Just one quick one, mate. Are you offended that not one person had you as their captain in the Shep News Fantasy Sports League?
You just had to come up somewhere.
Well, I didn't play. I played last week, but I was crook. I had gastros. So I didn't bat or bowl or field, and I had a feeling that you guys. Yeah, I did, Alex. I think you did have me in the team, and I felt like I let you down a little bit. I should have really pulled out of the game, but I thought tonight I'll try and. Did you pick me tonight?
Look, I'd love to say I did, mate, but
I'm not sure about having Riley Shannon as captain. I heard that
that's
one
no
of the
good.
teams.
Yeah,
I think that was just Riley Shannon putting himself as captain for once.
I wouldn't put it beyond him. Yeah.
Andrew, thanks very much for joining us tonight. Congratulations on another title to the belt and Man of the Match award. We appreciate your time tonight, and all the best for celebrations.
Yeah, good on you. Thank you.
As we say goodbye to Andrew Reardon, and we might just
I'll go and grab the president if I can.
Right, yeah.
He's right here. He can come and join us. Andrew Nichols joining us, the Katandra president. Congratulations, mate. You're a premiership president and also a premiership player now.
Yeah, no, it's good. So, well, it's obviously nice to be in a position where our club's in a lot of these games at the moment. And, we really appreciate the show that you guys have put on, and obviously Marupna are out here and Tally for the day tonight. But, yeah, we're really happy that we're just ticking along nicely. And what's that? Probably 5 finals out of the last 6 for us, so which is really, really important for our club. So
the coincidence of you guys losing a final, winning a final, is there a pattern that you guys look at down that line? I think Hazeman Shield, you lost the first
aware
one,
of it,
and then won the second one. Same with last year, 2020.
Yeah, I think 2020 is a funny game. You sort of never know what you're going to get when you turn up. So we obviously last year didn't have the runs on the board, and the Kyle blokes were too good for us batting first. And I think in cricket, especially games like this, it helps when you bat first and put runs on the board. And we bowled well at the start. I think that the spinners came on, obviously Rito with his 5 wickets, and I think Jed did a great job as well, just to restrict, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier to come on and obviously restrict sides when you've got a couple of really quality spinners in the middle. So
obviously the bowlers got the job done quite comfortably. Did you feel like 138 was a above par score?
Yeah, we're pretty confident with our bowling attack that we were going to be able to defend 140. So obviously the first game we played against New America, we defended 92 or 93, so that was a good launching pad for us. And with the bowlers we got, we were pretty confident that we'd be able to restrict them to a total less than what we made. So
where's Katandra at as a cricket club at the moment, Pudge, because we look at, we just had Rito on and he said at the moment you guys only have 2 sides in cricket Shepparton, so dominant at the top, but then you've got not much underneath. Where's Katandra at as a cricket club?
Oh, look, we've probably battled a little bit this year in our lower grades for sure. Last year we were good enough to make finals in B grade, but it hasn't happened this year, unfortunately. So, we're definitely a couple of players short of what we were last year with our depth, but I think our top sort of 13 or 14 blokes have been consistently available every week, which has been important. So we've been really lucky too with our B grade having a few less numbers. It's given the kids such as Talon Wilson and Bailey Simpson, Clay Simpson, who's made some really good runs that are all sort of under 16, under 14, a chance to play some B grade cricket well ahead of time, and hopefully that'll put us in good stead for a couple of years' time. So it's just a matter of seeing how we go, and hopefully next year we're already sort of talking to a few blokes and looking to get our third side back. So.
Definitely, mate. As a club president, I mean, I guess I'm interested in your opinion on the place of 2020 at the local level. Is it something that, that the current tournament is, I suppose, a quick thing that and you quickly roll back into just normal Hazeman, but is it something that you'd like to see sort of expand a bit in the future?
I think it's serving its purpose as it is, to be honest. Like, we've obviously had the bye first round after Christmas, and we sort of targeted this tournament as something that we wanted to make sure we played as many games as we could, because missing that big chunk of cricket in January was always going to be a bit of a drawback for us coming in, but it's worked out pretty well for us at the end. So to get those 3 games of cricket, and I think Cricket Shepparton copped a fair bit of stick over the last few weeks for certain things that happened, but I reckon the format this year worked out really well. Like, with 12 sides in the comp, you can only sort of play 3 sides. I think the pool system worked well, and as I said, you got blokes that are always pretty happy to sit up and not be on committees or not whatever and rag blokes out, but I think the committee at Cricket Shepparton made a really good decision this year, and unfortunately some weather interrupted some games, but I think for 12 sides that we had in and the people that were available to play, that it's worked out really well. So you can't do much about the weather, unfortunately, so it's one of those things.
Pudge, just a quick word, Hadley Surratt, we saw him come out and bat, but didn't come out and take the field. All fine with him?
Not feeling very well at the moment, so Hadley's wife turned up halfway through the batting innings, and Hadley made a decision to go home, which is absolutely 100% understandable with a young girl. I think Macy's only maybe 2 or 3 months old now, so his priority is obviously with his family, and we respect that 100%. So we were lucky we had a really good substitute fielder in Clay Simpson ready to go today, and as you saw, he took a really nice catch out in the boundary, and we certainly didn't lose anything in the field. So.
Just one more from me. You face Northerners again this weekend in the regular Saturday-Sunday fixture. Yep. How does a game like this sort of make roads ready for that Saturday-Sunday?
Oh, look, it's nice to have that win under our belts, but at the end of the day, 2-day cricket's a fair bit different from what we're going to be playing on the weekend. So the boys are still going to have to bat well, still look to bat their 80 overs and bowl in the right areas to make sure that obviously we can get the win and keep building that momentum that we've got going up until the finals. So.
Definitely made you touch on that momentum. It must be, great to attack that last sort of block of the season now. Coming off this high, you must just be excited to, I suppose as an A-grade side, to just launch into that last block of the season.
Yeah, you want to be playing cricket in March, and that's the main thing for us. As I said, we've been really lucky. We've played in 5 of the last 6 finals, whether it's 2020 one-day cricket or Hazeman Shield. So we're looking to attack into that final series again, and we've sort of set ourselves that we want to be a successful club in A-grade in particular, and we've got a bunch of blokes that are really hungry for success now, and never know what happens. Obviously, finals are a completely different ball game, but we're really looking forward to getting into it again. So.
Rito, we just, Andrew, I got the wrong Rito. I got Rito going through my head. Rito, we just spoke to Rito and he said there's going to be probably a bit of celebration on this one tonight. You joining the celebrations, or is it sensible and back to work for you tomorrow?
Oh, look, I'll probably sneak out and have a couple of beers tonight. I think it'd be rude not to. So, don't know. These opportunities won't probably come around for me very often. I was lucky to get a game tonight, and it was nice to get a wicket at the end. Buddy going through two games with no even side on the scoreboard's a bit of a pain in the butt, but it was nice to get a wicket at the end, and I'll go and have a couple of beers tonight and enjoy it with the boys. And as we said, premierships don't just rock up. A lot of hard work goes into it, and as I said, we're building a bit of culture now, so we're really happy that we can continue this in our A grade, and with a bit of luck, it's nice to win tonight, but we got bigger fish to fry at the end of the day, and we're looking to go back to back with the Hazeman, I guess. So.
And finally, Elliot Richardson, I had a chat to him tonight, and apparently he's playing B grade with you on the weekend.
Yeah, going to roll Billy out on the weekend, so he's obviously coming into just off a pre-season in England, so he's pretty keen to have a hit with us in B grade. I've actually not played with Elliot before, and we're pretty good mates, and I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to have a run around with another Richardson. So we're very lucky at the moment. We've got his mum and dad over there, and just a fantastic family, just fantastic people. people, and we certainly love having Elliot and Scott around as well. So I'll certainly be looking forward to that opportunity to have him run around in B grade, and hopefully he can take a few wickets and provide a bit of entertainment.
Any chance you're going to give him a bit of a talking to before you walk out? Mention that you're playing B grade, a bit more relaxed, and tell him, mate, come back in a few paces, don't go off the full run.
No, I'm not sure if you know a fast bowler's mentality, mate, but I don't think that actually goes through there. So
well, the second question, how will you go at slip to full pace, Elliot?
Well, actually, I'm already sort of thinking I might just go third man and just watch him all come through, because I'll be telling him quite early, if he's not hitting the stumps, he's probably not getting wickets. So it'll be up to him to try and bowl him nice and full and straight and see what happens. But yeah, it's just something fun, and it'll be a really good experience. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is having kids like Talon Wilson and our younger kids at under 14, under 16 that have never played cricket with a bloke of his calibre, to be running around with him and having the opportunity to play a game with him, hopefully will be worth gold to them. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, it's the weekend's coming up, and yeah, we'll really enjoy the fact that we haven't hit with him. So yeah.
Well, Andrew Nicholls, President, now a Premiership player. Thanks for joining us tonight, mate. Congratulations. Go have a big night ahead, and all the best, and all the best for the coming Hazeman Shield finals. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, guys, and thanks for all your coverage. It's been A1, so thank you.
Pudge Nicholls there. MBD.
Yeah, I reckon we might take a quick break, Woodsy. Alex, we'll come back and we'll wrap everything up on the other side of this, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the 1FM and the Cricket Shepparton coverage of the A-Grade 2020 trophy, the Aidan Blizzard trophy. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Maroubra Recreation Reserve. We're in the last few moments of our coverage here tonight, but it's been an absolutely fantastic evening. The dew's starting to form now, and it's going to be a cool one. I think they're getting down to about 8 degrees tonight, so that's going to be a bit fresh for everyone at home. But we've got the coach of the Katandra Cricket Club, Ben Cleary, with us. Ben must be pretty stoked with that performance out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. The boys have, put on a really good show out here tonight. We felt pretty good when we, made over a run a ball to get over that 120 run mark. We were fairly confident that our bowlers could get the job done. They've been in fantastic form, not only in the 2020s the last couple of weeks, but also on the weekends as well of recent. So, tonight was no exception. They did a fantastic job.
Personally, on your own behalf, you've gone all right this season and got a few runs in the 2020s. Missed out tonight. How's your season panned out so far?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, a few more runs would always be nice. A couple of big score, one with 3 figures in it would be always fabulous. But
that's just batsmen ourselves. That's all right.
But no, not too bad. Yeah, there's a couple of scores in there. A little bit frustrated, a few, as always. I guess a few 20s and 30s going out. But no, and the team's going really well. So that's the main thing. I'm focused on getting me and Luke getting us off to a good start every game that we play in. So.
What was the key to the batting tonight? Obviously, with that sort of top 5-6 batsmen, you've got a few options, and you just need 1 or 2 to really deliver, especially in the T20. What was the key at the top of the order there?
Yeah, just being positive and backing ourselves, I think. We spoke about it after the game last week. We ran really well between the wickets and put the pressure on the fielding side. And I guess just going in there and backing ourselves, as you say, there's plenty of guys that can hold the bat really well. So instead of going in there in a defensive mindset, going in there with a really positive mindset and backing yourselves to hit the gaps and hit the boundaries.
Fresh off this win tonight, put into the equation of last year, where are you positioned heading into the final series of the Hazeman Shield compared to this time last year?
Last year we started really well, and it sort of carried through, and the whole season was a really good success. This year we started a little slow. We dropped a couple of games early that we sort of didn't really want to, but that's what it is. But our form going into Christmas, we were really pleased with. We were doing a lot of the things that we always work on. We're doing them right. So we're really pleased with our form coming into Christmas, and we had 6 weeks off, I think. But it's really good that we sort of picked up where we left off, and we're still playing some really good cricket, so that's pleasing.
What about Riodo tonight? He reckons that the key with his 5 wickets was that they actually weren't turning at all. Was that sort of how you saw it out there on the field?
Yeah, well, I was at point, so I couldn't see it turning too much. I just sort of see it bounce and whatever. But he sort of said it at one point in time. The trick is to bowl one that they think I'm going to spin, and it doesn't spin. So it obviously wasn't turning very much at all.
You keep deflecting from yourself, but I just wanted to touch on your resume. Since you've taken over this coach's role at Katandra Cricket Club, the resume you've got: finals, grand finals, premierships. Pretty amazing feat. I know you probably won't look back on that until you retire, but since your transition back into this club, it's been an amazing turn of events, really.
Yeah, well, I think we've always had a fantastic group of kids, and I played juniors with under 17s and stuff with a lot of these fellas, and the talent was always there. I guess it's just a matter of being a little bit disciplined in our training regime and things like that, and just doing the little things right, because as I said, the talent's been there for a long time, and plenty of our guys have played a lot of A-grade cricket. And we're all sort of getting to late 20s and 30s, so it's probably a good thing in that sense. There's plenty of guys that are experienced and also talented. So.
Sorry, I was just going to follow up on that. You've been a fairly settled side for a number of years now. It's obviously with the inclusion of your Richardson boys and all that. I'll include both of them because they both have played in the last few years. But it's been a very settled side for about 5-6 years now.
Yeah, just going back to that last question, one thing I forgot to mention was the inclusion of those couple of English fellas. We've been really lucky to have those in the last couple of years, which is sort of just, it adds that 1 or 2 more players, and it really does make a big difference in a small country town. So that's been really good. But they've been fantastic, and we can't ask, like Scotty, he started like a house on fire this year, so he's been really good, and great team man as well, so that's pleasing.
Last question from me. You're sitting clear on top of the Hazeman Shield ladder at the moment. Where's the competition at the moment? Who do you think is going to be your greatest opponents coming into this final series? Who do you guys have to worry about the most?
To be brutally honest, I was pretty pleased to see Marupna lose on the weekend because they obviously they've got an English fella over and a couple of fellas that they picked up that they didn't have at the start of the season, so they looked really threatening, I thought, and I think the finals race, they still a chance, I guess, but it's difficult to get there now. So that and Numurkah are a fantastic side, and they've got some really key players, really gun players. So they're second, and pushing. They pushed old students nearly to an outright on the weekend, so they're a fantastic side. And then Central Park are just always consistent and good. So.
And sorry, not to take everything back to the craze that is Shep News fantasy sport.
Really?
Do you feel like it's unfair that 3 wickets gets the same bonus as a 50? As a batsman, surely it's got to be more like 4 or 5.
Surely you can do a feedback survey on this.
Well, we will certainly, but I would.
I'd send it to the players, not to everyone else.
I don't know. I feel like 3 wickets. That's more like a 30 odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought so, definitely, 100%.
Great take. Thank you.
Even Luke's not bowling me anymore. I definitely agree with that.
Well, Ben Cleary, thanks for joining us, mate. Congratulations on another premiership under the belt. All the best coming into the Hazeman Shield final series, and all the best for the celebrations tonight.
Cool. Thanks, Woodsy. Thanks, MVD.
Thanks, Ben. Alex. All good. Thanks very much, Ben. Well, that's it. All we know is Shep News Fantasy Sports. It's been a long afternoon, gents. I think we're about 90 seconds away from the 10 o'clock news or something like that. So we'll wrap everything up, I reckon. Alex, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed it.
No, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Really enjoyed it.
Thrown under the bus straight away.
Well,
with
that's
the
it.
score.
But yeah, did a fantastic job of it.
Don't know about that.
I don't know. I haven't gone back and checked all the feedback and see whether the scores are updated and all that. But we'll make sure it's okay.
MVD, just before you skip over me,
I wasn't going to skip over you. I wasn't going to get there.
We're all good.
It's written down here for me to go.
All right, sorry, you go.
No, well, that's exactly right. I was going to get to it. Adam Watkins, a fantastic job from you. Thank you very much for the technical aspect of everything. You do a great job in each and every outside broadcast that we do with 1FM. To Reece Wardle, his amazing footage that you can probably see right now that I'm pointing at. Thank you very much, Reece. You do a great job. And a cheerio to your parents who are out here tonight as well. Watching the game, and obviously wanted to make sure that you were fed well. So I hope you got some of our good schnitz, and you can enjoy that as well. To Jason Walsh and Paul Tricarico, thank you very much, boys, for jumping on. They're part of the 1FM football commentary crew, so make sure you get on there.
Fantastic chop out.
They were a fantastic chop out for us. To the Katandra and Northerners Cricket Clubs, thank you very much for putting on a spectacle out here. To the Marupna Football Club and Lloyd Payne for organising the great work up in the commentary box and in the scoreboard with the scoreboard. And what a fantastic facilities. I'm biased, but these are probably one of the best venues. This is the best venue in cricket Shepparton. Anyway, we'll leave that. Well, I said I was biased off the top. To our sponsors for the evening, Schnitz Shepparton, thank you very much for feeding us. That was fantastic. I think I'm full. That's
I'm
are you
still
full?
waiting for mine.
You're still waiting for you?
Oh, you didn't give me the chop out.
Sorry. I thought you were going to get a chop out. How was yours feed there, Alex?
Absolutely beautiful, mate.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great chips. Best chips in the country.
No, fantastic. We might have to review a few things. The Aussie Hotel. I'll bet you see a few boys out tonight. A few of the Katandra boys at least anyway. Vab Hairdressing, I think we need to go there, boys. Check it out and make sure we get a cut or two.
I reckon Alex just had a fresh one, so I think he's right. Maybe you, MVD.
Yeah, maybe I need it. I definitely need it. But thank you very much to everyone. To Sam Wood, thank you very much. You did a fantastic job and appreciate all your help this afternoon. Really appreciate it with everything that went on this afternoon. So appreciate that, mate. Well done. And to all to the people that gave up the programs tonight on 1FM that we could broadcast this, thank you very much. It's been fantastic.
And not forgetting yourself, MVD. Crazy afternoon for you. We won't go into the details, but amazing effort for you still to be here and put all this show together. This show wouldn't be possible. Cricket Shepparton wouldn't run without you, mate.
Well, they're going to have to look for somewhere else.
Congratulations for everything you have done to get this broadcast up and get this 2020 grand final up and going. And thanks for giving the opportunity to myself and Alex for being on the call team tonight.
No, fantastic. Thanks very much, boys. Thank you from on behalf of everyone here at Marupna Recreation Reserve, ladies and gentlemen. It's Michael Van Dorsa signing off for 1FM and also for the Cricket Shepparton Facebook live stream. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you a bit later in March.
Super Saturday Sport.
Oh, Super Saturday Sport. Don't forget Saturday afternoon. Millsy, make sure you're listening in as well as he walks behind us. That little guy, he's enjoying the tennis at the moment around here anyway. So Mark Mills, he'll be tuned in 10 o'clock Super Saturday Sport. Talk all things tennis with thanks to Donut A Go-Go. Anyway, there's a nice little plug. Super Saturday Sport Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Make sure you join in. But from all of us right now, goodbye. Thanks very much.